to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise your glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new raise a glass and oh, night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise a glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new world.
And here we are.
Hello, everyone. Good greetings and welcome to another Critical Drinking, your favourite 7 p.m. Sunday stream in which lots of women get drunk and play Dungeons and Dragons. I hope you are well. Before we start anything, how are we sounding, ladies? Do you want to make some miscellaneous noises?
Noises!
Are we echoey? Are we, how are we doing? I can see that I'm very off center, and that is going to bug me. So I'm going to move.
Audio's all good.
Audio's all good.
That's
amazing. We are killing it.
Yes.
Yes, welcome to Critical Drinking. If you were here last week, thank you for returning. If you weren't here last week,
welcome.
Surprise! You're going to have fun. Why don't we start by introducing the cast? First off, we will go to Emily, because we tried to go to you first last time and it didn't work. So, Emily, tell us who you are, who you're playing, what you're drinking.
Sure. Hi, I'm Emily. Sorry I cut over early. I'm still learning. Go easy on me. Oh, good God. I'm playing Hildegard Nelson. She is a Goliath warlock. And, you betcha, she's from pretty far north. And today, I am going to be drinking, Fernet and Coke. That's my story.
Classy. Yeah. Classy. Delicious. Next we will go over to Sarah.
Yeah, just as I was about to put something in my mouth.
You can do it and then
story of your life.
Just do it. See what happens.
Cool. Hello, I am Sarah. I am playing Clara, Ursula Corday, the bugbear, the purple bugbear, who I think, we can all say she acquitted herself with style and substance last week and was in no way embarrassing, as was I. I was completely sober by the end of the stream. But yeah, so she's a bugbear. She's come down from the mountains to try and socialise with the people, and has ended up on a head night, which is quite honestly, functionally, her idea of hell. And so she's pretty much decided the only way to get through it is drinking. Also, guys, I was keeping this a surprise for you. I was so inspired by the good luck cabbage that I commissioned a D20.
Oh my God.
Do you want to say it?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So here it is.
Beautiful.
It's my new. It's part of my new dice set, and the great thing is because it's a good luck cabbage dice.
Oh yeah.
Only ever rolls 20.
Yes.
Stunning. Well,
you're welcome.
I shall, as the DM, immediately confiscate that from you. As no player should have that kind of power. But I'm glad you can keep it next to you and you can think about all of the possible D20s you could roll in the future.
And I will be selling these on my Etsy store, if anyone.
Excellent. Do they have a use by date, or do they get more lucky the more rotten they get?
They get more lucky the longer you spend time with them. They're like crystal balls. You have to attune to them. So I mean, it's a really very much a D&D item. The more time you spend with it, if you sleep with it, then that's when it's going to work best for you.
Right. Yeah. Keep it under your pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will
the cabbage. Is the new hashtag.
We will be flogging those on critdrinking.merch. So shall we go to next, Miss Sasha? Tell us who you are and who you're playing and what you drink. Oh, what are you drinking, Sarah darling?
Oh, I am drinking, this is Doom Bar, and then I also have my 90s shot glass, which today, having had Old Man Thomas lay into me last week for mixing rum with Coke, is now just neat rum. So everything that happens is Old Man Thomas's fault.
Delicious.
It's all
100%. I am Sasha, and today I'm streaming from a new location, so change apartments, hooray! Hopefully there will be no internet issues or otherwise. I am still mad about the D&D overlay not working because I thought I'd fix that issue, but maybe next time. I am drinking my usual wine. Today is a Menagerie, I think. It's a different, I think it's still a Saperavi grape, let's be honest, but it's all Georgian. And out of this really classy liter plastic bottle, because Georgians all just have their own family wine cellar that they will then deliver to your house from like down the street in liters. Don't worry, this is not all I have. There's more in the fridge. And I am playing Mirabelle Montague. Montague, technically, because she's a hill dwarf, and so it needed to be a dwarfy name. But it's pronounced Montague. And she is from somewhere, some sort of southern hills, and her accent varies widely depending on what's happening, so just don't expect consistency, okay? And she is a cleric of the dwarven god Sharandlar, and wears cleric robes that are maybe just a little bit lower cut than you'd expect a cleric to wear, and generally is all about having fun. Mm-hmm. Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Chin chin.
Cheers.
And last but not finally, it's Andrea. Who are you?
Hey,
Who are you playing, and what are you drinking?
Yeah, no, hi. I am Andrea. I am playing a tiefling. Her name is Jafaris, but she actually goes by Gwyneth, and if you call her Jafaris, she won't be very happy. She is a rising influencer, or at least she thinks she is, and she is just out here trying to really make it in this hard world for social media influencers. Oh, and I'm drinking Trulies because I'm still a basic bitch. So here.
Consistency is key, darling.
Just
Yeah,
being
really
it being a basic bitch drink does not stop it from being delicious.
It does not.
As I will prove by introducing myself as hi, I'm Han. I'm your benevolent DM for the evening, and I am still drinking Lidl's pre-mixed passion fruit martinis.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Because I bought a lot of them, and honestly, I can't bring myself to drink them in between streams. So they're a stream exclusive drink. We will be hopping onto the pink gin and tonics later on today. But yes, I'll be playing as Paul Foxcroft says, the world and everything else. So I think it's probably best to start off with an overview of what happened last week, in case there are any of you here that didn't join us for our inaugural D&D stream. Last week, we saw the hen party of Miss Bridget Stormsbane leave the tiny, sleepy town. Well, it's actually not that sleepy. It's quite a bustling town, but it was sleepy when they left it because it was very early morning. They left Briarswood and made their way to Waterdeep. The bridal party was made up of this lovely lot, as well as her mother-in-law, Imelda, and her maid of honor, Catherine. Along the way, many things happened, most of them involving a large amount of alcohol. Can any of you remember some of the things that happened between leaving Briarswood and arriving at where we will start this next adventure?
Yeah, I mean, I can, but that's only because I had to go back and rewatch the stream because there were big chunks of it that I couldn't remember. So I can start, and then if someone else wants to take over. We left town in a pink, beautifully neon lit stretch carriage, which is really much to be wished for in the real world, and proceeded to open a fridge which contains some various unmarked bottles of potion, and we all proceeded to drink said potions. Clara drank one which turned her pink and also caused her to blink in and out in existence for a minute. Other people drank various other liquids, which most of them didn't have that heinous an effect. I think everyone was all right.
I will say the maid of honor was nearly killed. I didn't tell
was
anything.
nearly killed.
But she took a great deal of damage accidentally. So she's fine, but she is very much somewhat worse for wear still.
Oh.
She was carried straight up to the hotel room once everyone arrived.
Nice. And some of us were forced to put on fancy dress. That's the other thing that I remembered quite clearly. So I believe that I am currently dressed as a sexy Lord of Waterdeep.
Yes, you
yes,
are.
you are.
Specifically a masked Lord of Waterdeep, and luckily
Yeah.
so far that hasn't got you in too much trouble. I think probably the masked Lord of Waterdeep outfit over the bugbear is so is not generally seen to the extent that they never made the connection that it is a masked Lord of Waterdeep.
Yeah. And the other thing I know about myself is that I currently have an unseen servant on my back who is hugging me.
Yes.
Thanks.
Very
Thanks
true.
Very much to Hildy.
They are doing nothing apart from hugging you. So hopefully that will provide you with some amount of comfort during what is to come. Does anyone remember what is to come?
Yeah, well, I remember one of the things that transpired was our stripper, Jason, was not the best at stripping. Exotic dancing is not like his strong suit. And he had the idea to bring in some animals, and Hildy, trying to help, gave him some guidance. But that appears to have made things go off the rails even farther, because he used an enchantment, and now there are animals loose everywhere.
Yes, and they are on first glance not quite the animals that were initially at the petting zoo. Yes, Jason tried his best. It was, as he said, only the second time he'd ever stripped for anyone. The first was for himself in his mirror that evening. This was his first night on the job. And unfortunately, it didn't, whether it was charisma or dexterity that let him down, or at one point strength as he failed to tear off trousers.
Bless his
He just wasn't up to the task that night. But now we find ourselves still in that bar, and I find myself accepting the fact that I'm going to have to put my glasses on, because otherwise I'm going to struggle to read one of the many screens that are currently surrounding me. Because as you guys heard a large ruckus coming from the main foyer of this very fancy restaurant you had been taken to celebrate the first night in Waterdeep, the first night of the Hen Do. You all followed out and saw that every single one of the animals had escaped their cages, presumably due to Jason's incompetence, as the cages lay scattered on the floor. And in this beautiful room with a very fancy marble pedestal at the front, where the front of house staff could bring people in, and walls lined with thick, heavy curtains and a plush carpet, is now beginning to be covered with animal shit and grey ooze, and be generally torn to shreds as these animals are let loose on the environment. So, at the top of initiative is Miss Mirabelle. What would you like to do?
So,
Do you need any more explaining of the environment, or are you just going to fucking
what
go
kind
in
of
there?
animals am I seeing, and which ones seem the most dangerous, and where are they in proximity to people I care about?
Make me an investigation roll, please.
Okay. 8.
8. Right. Okay. So the ones that are most noticeable to you are the ones making the most noise, which is a very large swarm of bats flying around the top of the room, kind of sticking to the top, hanging off the curtains. And you also see what appears to be a pile of grey sludge on the floor that is slowly eating away at the carpet. You can hear other noises, but you're distracted by the kind of frantic flying of the bats that you can't really make anything else out.
And are the others around me within 30 feet?
They are definitely within 30 feet of you, yes.
Okay. What chaos, goodness. I think in this case, the best thing I'm going to do is maybe cast Bless to the other 3 members of our party.
Excellent.
Which, whenever you guys make an attack roll or saving throw, you can roll a d4 and add the number roll to the attack roll or saving throw.
Yeah, and that's for the next minute, so don't forget that you have that. Every roll apart from your damage. Does it apply to ability checks or just attack and saving throws?
It just says attack and saving throws.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, everything apart from the damage. Do you want to move? Everyone is currently, if you imagine the room as sort of a rectangle, everyone is kind of piled in the bottom as your room from the entrance was off to the right. Everyone's piled in this doorway at the bottom, and the room is about 40 feet across.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'll move away, going, Hildy, Clara, could you take care of this? I just don't have the equipment on me, and just kind of scurry a little bit further away from where.
So are you moving back down the corridor?
I want to be. Can I go like into the room, but like kind of towards against the wall, so I'm not immediately in the range of like everything?
You could go into the room and turn to the back far corner. Jason was coming through the front door, and as he was coming through the front door, that seems to be where all of the crates have fallen. So you can go into the back far corner if you would like.
I'm a back far corner kind of gal, so
hunker down.
Don't like get my hands dirty, you know.
Of course, and that dress as well. Could never. Next up is Hildy.
Okay.
Barreling in behind now that Mirabelle has moved out of your way, you can have a better view of the room.
So there's the sludge that's eating away at the carpet.
Yes.
The sludge is not moving though. It's just sludge.
Make me an investigation roll.
Sure. That is my cat.
Your cat.
Oh, that's a 3.
You can't tell what the sludge is moving or not moving. It just is. It's just extant. That is the extent of sludge knowledge that you know. It is there. It's not normally sludge on a carpet. No, that's funny.
That's true. Let me see here. What I'm trying to think of what would make sense to do. And then everything else, they're bats, right? If I recall correctly.
Yes, that. So Mirabelle saw the ooze and the bats.
Okay. Because at first I was like, I can turn myself invisible, but I think what's the point if it's for bats?
Good logic. I'll follow your logic, man.
Yeah, let's, you know what, I'm gonna cast poison spray at some of the bats.
Fuck yeah. So what's poison? Is that an attack or a saving throw?
It is, so the attack save is 12 Constitution.
12 Constitution. Let's see how these bats do. Fuck me, now I'm going to be the one copying your accent. Very.
It's a circle.
They do not save. They got a 9. So roll me your damage.
Yeah, 1d12. So let's roll a d12 on this situation. It is a 9.
No. So, as
sorry.
No, we love them. Yes, as he walks into the room, we see this frantic swarm of bats above her, kind of flying around, bumping into the wall. And a poisonous. Where does it come from? Does it come from your hands? Spit it out your mouth?
My hand.
Yeah, beautiful. Like Spider-Man
Yep.
hits these bats, and a good chunk of them are hit directly in the spray and just fall to the ground and start kind of gently fizzing. The rest of them start flying around faster, clearly alarmed. Is that everything you're doing this turn?
I think so. Just, I feel bad about killing bats, but you know, something's gotta be done.
Are you staying in the doorway of the room?
I'm gonna move like slightly next to the doorway just so other people can come in if they want.
Cool. But standing guard by that doorway.
Mm-hmm.
And because y'all rolled so well, next up is Clara.
Hooray! So I'm still in the room, I take it. Where is Bridget?
Bridget is almost, well, she has was initially restrained by her mother so as to not get in the fray, but she has pushed her way forwards and is standing behind you.
Okay.
Sort of trying to peek your head round you to see what's going on.
So Clara does that drunk person thing where like they sober up, or they seem to sober up really quickly, and she turns around and she's like,
instant clarity. Yeah.
Instant clarity, and she's just like, Bridget, don't move. And as she rages, she shouts the words, "For Clara!" and rushes out into the fray, where she clocks the bats, and somewhat drunkenly, let's be honest, she takes a swipe at the bats while raging with a morning star.
With a morning star, fantastic. Roll me that attack at these bats.
I mean, it's going to work out so well, isn't it? 20.
20, yeah.
20.
Is that a nat
20? No, dirty 20.
Rough 20, yeah. Sure, well, regardless, it hits. So roll me that damage.
It hits. So, all right, I'm going to roll the damage. So, is this going to add on the... No, it hasn't added on the extra 2, plus the extra D4. Where is the D4 gone? D4.
Yes, please. God bless.
So what's that? 10, 11, 13.
13?
Yes.
You take a swipe at the bats, but it is not quite a swipe. It is it's not just a single swipe. In your rage, you pick it up and you make a circle around your head with it. And a morning star, describe to me a morning star. Would you like me to describe? Describe to you a morning star?
It's basically a big stick with a big knob on the end with lots of spikes on it.
It is, yes, it's a ball covered in lots of spikes. And you, in one swipe, manage to very effectively skewer every single one of the remaining bats.
Wow.
On those spikes.
That kebab, baby.
You now have a morning star adorned on almost every spike with a single bat.
That's kebab.
Clara's next tattoo sorted.
They are, it is hideous. And also very cool. How far into the room did you run? Just sort of halfway into the room? Are you standing right in the center and swinging this around?
I think I'm right in the center, swinging it around. Largely as well because, of course, Clara's a bugbear, so she's got a slightly longer reach. Than most other people.
So you've got about 10, 15 feet of movement left if you want to move anywhere, or you can just stay in the middle of the room.
No, I'm gonna do a like, Bridget, and then just stay there.
Incredible. next thing that happens is from the ceiling onto your back, a small, but not that small, creature jumps and digs both its claws and its teeth into you at the same time.
Does that mean that it's actually landed on the unseen servant, which is I'm currently wearing it like a backpack?
Oh shit.
I will roll a d6.
Like it?
Do you remember things and I don't?
I know, I feel like this is impressive as hell.
Right?
Again.
Evens,
So impressive.
evens, it's landed on your back, and odds, it's landed on your head. It was a 4. Right, so it lands on this unseen servant. Who cast the unseen servant?
I did.
What happens when the unseen servant gets attacked?
Ooh, let me take a quick look at that spell.
Can it take damage? I am also let me see.
It has an armor class of 10. One
hit point.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think we might say goodbye to the unseen servant as this creature, which none of you have clocked, digs its claws into the unseen servant. I will roll, just in case. Yeah, no, that's going to kill it.
Just to be sure.
Anyone who is watching sees this creature jump on the back, dig claws in, teeth in, and then do like a little boop and jump, and then land back down on Clara as the unseen servant disappears and it falls back down on Clara. But it has already made its attack, so it shan't move. It can't attack again. A second one of these creatures scurries along the room and makes a swipe at you, Hildy. And it rolls. That is does a 17 hit?
Probably, but let me confirm.
I think
It does
high.
hit. Yes.
quite soft at the moment. 17 hit?
Yep.
Right. It does 5 piercing damage as right into your chest as it falls literally here. 2 sets of claws dig into your shoulders.
Am I
And
able?
it just sits and screams into your face.
No. Am I able to do hellish rebuke as a reaction?
I very much think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do that, please.
Okay. Hellish the heck out of it.
Yeah. So that's a dexterity saving throw, 12.
12, yeah. I don't think these things, which you have not clocked yet, have great damage. Those not too bad. No, well, it doesn't matter because you rolled a 6. So
Okay.
it does not have +7 in dex.
So let me. I just saw it and I already forgot. I'm like, that is 3d10.
Ow!
Yep. So let me
That's
grab
OP
that.
as
1, 2,
fuck.
3. Roll.
Yikes!
24.
Ooh. Right, so as this thing slams into the front of Hildy, she screams, "No!" And it bursts from the base up into flames. Are they flame colored? What color are these? Are these hellish flames?
They are purple, and
Stunning.
and yes, as it is burning, she's just like, "That's what you get, you bastard!"
Get him, Hildy.
Is deeply unhappy by those events and I'm going to make it roll a dex saving throw to stay on you, which it rolls very badly, and it falls forwards flat onto the floor, yes, and is kind of wriggling around on the floor, burning, generally feeling very sorry for itself.
That's what you get.
After that, seeing this this wriggling, flaming thing on the floor, Bridget, terrified that her sweet, sweet, gentle Aunt Hildy was momentarily in danger, comes in and draws a very small dagger out of her, just from her hip, and makes a swipe at that flaming thing, and just completely misses. Just absolutely, she didn't roll a critical miss, but she rolled a 2, so she goes to stab it and just like half a foot to the left, just completely fucks it. And then looking down on this, realizing what it actually is after the moment of adrenaline wears off, she scurries backwards and is just generally back up against the wall next to Hildy. At which point her mother, fairly regretful that she has to even take part in this, walks in, looks at the flaming thing on the floor, and takes out a very similar but about twice as long dagger and rolls a 3. These dice are going in the bin. She also tries to hit this thing and may be distracted by the imminent danger that her daughter is in. I don't know. She also, the dagger slips out of her hand before she manages to make it land in the creature. She manages to pick it up, but she goes and stands by the door, sort of slightly embarrassed by the absolutely dreadful show that she just put on. After which, finally, after maybe feeling like she needed to start documenting this in a tweet thread, Gwyneth makes her way to the door and sees the carnage that is going on in front of her.
I just kind of skittle my way in there. Okay, question though. Is there anything, like, what's left? I'm a very visual person, so like
yes.
I'm having a hard time.
That is okay. So what you think you can see is pretty much all of the party lining the wall, apart from our good friend Clara in the middle, having swung her morning star around. There are dead bats all over the shop. There is one kind of screaming, shouting creature on Clara's back, and another burning one on the floor in front of Hildy, who's just by the door that you're just about to go through, and then a pile of indeterminate grey sludge on the carpet.
Okay. I just kind of like skedaddle my way in there. I'm just like, oh my god, ew. And I immediately, without thinking about it, just like cast Scorching Ray on the pile of slugs or whatever.
The pile of sludge.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is that
it's a spell.
It's a spell, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need from me? Is it a saving throw, or are you just going to make the attack?
I don't think there's a saving throw. I think I just do it.
Then you just hit me.
Yeah,
hit me, baby.
I did it, and let me just roll for that. Because
for the audience, I do apologize that I do not have the encyclopedic knowledge of spells that most of the professional DMs that you're probably familiar with. So I will be spending time looking up things in the player's handbook. So pardon me for not knowing whether Scorching Ray needed us.
I see it's an 8 damage.
An 8, unfortunately, does.
Oh wait, is that wait? I'm. This is like me. Sorry, I'm gonna hit a 20 first. I did the attack first.
Yeah. Roll a d20. Add the attack
makes
bonus.
sense.
And
Okay, it was a 4. So.
Did you add Blaze?
Huh?
Did you add Blaze?
Yes. I bless you, child.
Add a d4.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Sorry. How do I
Roll a
add
d4.
that?
Bless your heart.
Bless up. I don't think that's gonna help very much, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, it will definitely.
Okay,
It may very well matter.
Okay, here we go. I got a 2. It's a 6.
Unfortunately, it does not hit. Your scorching ray zooms past the grey ooze and sets a very small portion of the carpet on fire.
Like, ooh. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while.
Are you? You've moved about 20 foot running into the room, so you can probably go about another 10 foot if you want to join the party flanking on the walls, or.
Yeah, I kind of go and like stand next to Hildy, if that makes sense. I don't know how close she is. But.
Yes. Which side are you gonna stand on? You're gonna just walk around and stand next to her?
I just want to feel protected by her more than anything.
Okay,
so
I think
whatever makes sense in that sense.
In doing that, the flaming creature on the floor is going to take a bite at your ankles as it takes an attack of opportunity as you run round. So it is just going to do a straight up bite on the ankles for you. And that is an. I think it's going to hit.
What is it?
Yeah, there's a 22 hit. Wasn't it not 20?
I'm a pussy ass bitch. I'm not that good.
Happens to the best of us. It's okay. You take 2 damage as this little creature takes a bite of your actual bite of your ankles. But you are quite, as it is very close to death because it is on fire. You can just kick it off of your ankle and go and stand.
Yeah.
Stand behind,
okay.
Stand behind Gildy. After which, the grey ooze that none of you have been able to identify whether or not it was an actual creature, reveals itself to be a creature. It is in the middle of the floor, so it kind of slops its way over to where Clara is and just kind of slams itself into her leg. So I will make that attack. Woof.
Sure.
Does a 14 hit?
My armor class is 14.
Oh, then it does hit. Yes. Yeah. On the line is in, isn't it? I can never remember whether on the line is in. I think it should be on the line is in. So it does 3 bludgeoning damage as it sort of knocks into your calf sideways. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh God. 11.
11. That's fine. You just about manage to stay on your feet. You do not get toppled. You put out an arm and it goes to the marble podium that all of the kind of restaurant book is on. That's what it's called. So you managed to keep yourself upright. But you've got nothing on your legs, do you, apart from this masked Lords of Waterdeep outfit? So you also take 6 acid damage as this grey ooze that was previously eating into the carpet is now eating into the side of your leg. You can smell the hair of smell the smell of it's not like burning hair, it's like melting hair.
I imagine it's like Veet.
Yeah, it's that kind of slightly sour smell of kind of melting hair as your as it starts to eat away your leg. And finally, amidst all of the chaos, poor Jason, who up until now has been just desperately trying to get these crates back in order, whips out the net that he has been kind of wielded. It was initially wielded to catch up all the bats. The bats had gone. So he is going to try and scoop up the one remaining, well, not the one remaining, this creature that is on the floor, feeling and looking very sorry for itself. And he rolls a 9, and well, even based on any, that's not going to hit the AC. Actually, I will make them do a dexterity saving throw. Oh, now the NPC is getting 18. So somehow this creature kind of wriggles to the side just as Jason slams his net down. And I'm actually going to roll another d6. Odds, the net is fine. Evens, the net catches on fire. It was a 1, the net is fine. He kind of pulls it back as soon as he realizes that he was trying to pick up a literal creature that's actually on fire in a net made out of cotton. And that might be a really stupid idea if he wants to catch any of the other creatures. And he just kind of stumbles back to the pile of crates that he has finally managed to put together. And we are back at the top of initiative.
If that was a 1, do we all have to drink?
Oh, God.
Oh! Well, I'm almost done.
Oh, you know what? It was a 1 of sorts. We'll take it. Delish.
Right,
Yeah, we need more enforced drinking. I'm kidding. We don't need enforced drinking. And everyone, this is not a pressure to drink at home. We are not doing that.
Yes, that is a disclaimer I meant to make at the top. This is a drinking stream. We were playing mild drinking game rule. Well, no, the drinking game rules are there and they are specific. It is mild in the way in which we follow them. We are not advising you to drink along at home, but if you ever find yourself thirsty at the same time that we do drink according to something that has happened in the game and you want to drink at the same time purely because you are feeling thirsty, feel free.
Yeah.
Miss Mirabelle, back at the top of the initiative.
Why, yes.
What are we doing?
Couple of questions. So, two things. One, is there kind of not a breaking it? There's obviously action happening, but like, can I shout to Jason, "What is that thing?" Pointing to the sludge thing.
Yes, you can. To which he replies, I don't know what it is, but it used to be a puppy.
Oh my God!
One ugly puppy. Okay, at which point I think the sludgy puppy thing is what I deem to be perhaps the biggest risk, because I figure the others have got that flaming situation under control, perhaps. So I want to cast Command. So is it 60? So wait, let's see what this is at first level, because I don't know the difference. It's not 60 feet either way. I'm just gonna keep doing this accent because it's fun. Maybe I won't lose it so often if I keep going.
Stick to it. It is sonorous and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, sugar. So the range is 60 feet, and I would like to shout halt to the sludge puppy so it can't do any more damage.
Okay.
Oh, wait, is it a halt or is it
Halt means it stops exactly where it is. There are
so
others that make
so
it.
it doesn't Go ahead.
Well, it is currently wrapped around Clara's leg.
Right. So maybe I'll do drop. So I shout drop at the sludge puppy so that it has to drop whatever it's holding and end its turn.
Hashtag sludge puppy.
I love it.
Sludge puppy.
Very good. Very good. Right, that's a wisdom saving throw, isn't it?
It is, indeed.
It's not going to surprise you that these have a -2 to wisdom.
Yeah.
Minus-
No.
-4 to charisma. There's a
Sure.
penalty.
And if it makes a saving throw, you bop it on the nose with a newspaper. On the sludge nose with a
You can
newspaper.
try. As long as you don't mind not having any newspaper after it, you can give it a go. It rolled an 8, but that's -2 to a 6. So I would assume that
Drop it.
does
Drop
not
it
save.
now.
And the grey ooze, in a very, despite it being an amorphous blob, does sort of in a very puppy-like way kind of stop and do like a little shake of its entire form, and then just kind of almost stroppily kind of just drop Clara's leg and slink back slightly, just sitting, having a little sulk, dissolving the edge of the carpet. And that is are you going to stay hunkered down in the corner?
Yeah, I'm good here, I think. Claire, you good?
Love protecting you. You don't
You're
need to do
welcome.
Hildy, you have a very sad looking creature in front of you, and a now fairly stroppy grey ooze. And I will remind you for free that there is another one of these creatures attached to Clara's back.
Oh yeah.
I'd forgotten about that one.
I need to start taking notes.
Okay. Let's see. I think I just want to finish off the one that's in front of me. So I'm gonna cast poison spray at it.
Excellent. Just want to make sure that yes, it's not a. Want to make sure it wasn't an area of effect. It's not. It's the Constitution saving throw, isn't it?
Yep. For 12.
What have these guys got? Okay. It rolls a 3. So no. Roll your damage.
Okay. So that is a 1d12. So let's see what we roll here. That is a 6.
That is a 6. This creature is none of you have done much investigation on this creature yet. In fact, most of you didn't see them initially, but given that you are currently staring down at it, I will let you know that it is a sort of it's like part bat, part small dragon, part it's a weird collection of mangled creatures all stuffed together. Sort of also looks a bit like a chicken. And this creature is currently engulfed in hellish flames. Its poor wings are smoldering. It's kind of burning through the flesh of the wings, so it's just the tendons and the bones left, and it's kind of lying on the floor. And Hildy casts this poison spray, and for a brief moment, it gets a beautiful moment of respite as the flames are extinguished, and it thinks, thank you, my torment is over. And then the poison starts to eat through its flesh, and it very quickly expires. And is just a slightly smoldering, very smelly mass on the floor. Are you gonna move? Or are you gonna stay where you are?
I'm gonna say, Well, that's one less thing to worry about. And then I'm gonna, like, take a few steps forward toward Clara and be like, you okay there?
Yeah, fine. Are you okay?
So far, so good. You betcha.
Yep. Me too. It's all good. I have
Clara.
no hair on my legs.
You have no hair on one of your legs.
I have no hair on one of my legs.
There, I always said you should shave. Look how great you look.
Yeah.
What color is that? Well, actually, yeah, you can sort of see the color of the flesh underneath the fur, but it is quite, it's turning sort of a similar sludgish grey-black from the acid damage. It is your go, Clara. The first thing I want you to do is to make I will let you either make a strength or make me a strength, and I'm going to oppose it with a dexterity to see if you can get rid of this creature on your back.
Okay.
So roll me a strength check.
So, before I tell you the number, I would like to point out that Clara is probably unaware that there is a creature on her back, because all she knows is that there's a thing on her back, and there's been a thing on her back solidly for a while. So
this is true. So if you don't want to make an attempt to get rid of it.
Yeah, well, there's. I mean, I rolled a 9, so I'm thinking my attempt to get rid of it would probably be futile anyway.
It did. It was unfortunately futile.
Yeah.
So this thing is going to stay on your back. You have the grey ooze that was is now kind of. If it could cross its arms, it would cross its arms, but it doesn't have arms or limbs of any sort.
Yeah.
That is at your feet.
Yes. Clara in the back, it's a sober bit. Clara is like, "Hey, you're a bugbear. You can talk to animals?" And Clara's like, "No, must protect Bridget. Bridget, look after Bridget." And she's still raging. Turns to the grey sludge, and she's like, "Bad sludge," and just smacks it.
Straight up smacks it. Okay, make me an attack. Attack the sludge.
Attack the sludge. Bad sludgy puppy. 14.
14. Yep, that hits. Don't even need to add bless. Roll your damage.
So 8 plus 2 equals 10 plus a d4.
Oh, is that the bless? You're not adding. You don't add the bless to the damage rolls, just to the attack throws.
Damn it.
But it was
All right,
was
now.
it 8 in general or 10?
8, so 10 altogether.
10. Ooh, I don't know. This is an interesting thing. Right. Okay. Your morning star.
Yes. The one
Just
covered in bats.
it's the one that was covered in bats. Yes.
Yes.
It's just a morning star, isn't it? Well, it's your morning star, but it's a cool fucking metal morning star, but it's not magical, is it?
No, it's just a very standard melee weapon.
As your morning star hits, you create a big dent in the star. In fact, your morning star goes all the way through and it hits the ground.
Yep.
As you pull your morning star back out, the sludge is looking pretty miserable, and the heavily dissolved bodies of a lot of bats slough off the morning star.
Yeah.
But your morning star also starts to fizzle. And from now on, you will have a permanent -1 to damage rolls as the spikes that hit this acidic ooze blunt and begin to rust. It's not on your attack. Your attack is based on your strength. That's absolutely fine, but you take a permanent -1 to all damage rolls on your morning star. And I think that the acid is where the bats were really stuck on there, you've kind of got the ghost imprint of bat imprints.
Yeah.
And that does happen.
Yeah.
And you now just have a really funkily coloured morning star. After that, as if to add insult to Clara's injury, the creature on her back takes a big old bite of her.
Good.
And so many things that I'm like, I feel like, I don't know whether this is something that people house rule or not. I would say that the creature rolls an advantage because it's literally on your back and is attached to you. But I don't know whether that's something people house rule or they just, or whether that's an actual rule. So I'm going to say, I am. So it's going to roll an advantage. Do you have extra HP because you're raging? Are you extra?
No, I was going to say no, but then actually I'm like, hang on, what happens when you're I forgot when you're
Well,
I've got resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
That's very good because I rolled a rough 20 on my first. I didn't roll an advantage, so it is going to hit you, but and it rolls a 4 + 1, which is 5, but you only take 2 damage because it is piercing damage. Its teeth and its claws are in you, but because you are raging, the pure force of your rage and your fury against these tiny little creatures means that you do not, you only take 2 damage.
Yeah. Anyone looking will see that Clara, who's usually blue, I should probably have mentioned that at some point, she's beginning to go a little bit green. Almost like she's not feeling great.
Yes. After which, Bridget, being utterly overwhelmed by the situation, turns and flees back down the corridor. But she's going to pass by the ooze that is going to take her from the floor a little swipe at her, but only rolls an 8, so just misses. And Bridget runs back down the corridor through to the room that you were all having a good karaoke time in. The swarm of bats continues to be very dead, and Imelda, feeling very, very embarrassed about the incident with the failed knife, turns around and throws the knife into the ooze. That's a bit better. Yeah. Gets it, actually hits. It sticks straight into the ooze. And her dagger being a magical dagger, it is not just a regular dagger. Gets 3 plus. So as the magical dagger hits into the ooze, the sort of the ooze straight around the dagger fizzles, and then sort of very quickly kind of spreads outwards in a circle around the dagger, so it moves away from the dagger very, very quickly, as it takes an amount of damage. Imelda then runs. She runs and she grabs the dagger, pulls it out, takes a step back. As she takes a step back, the ooze fails to grab anything on her, and she moves back by the wall. Yeah. She moves back by the door and kind of peeks her head around the door just to make sure Bridget's okay as she runs off down the corridor. Gwyneth.
Come on, Gwyneth.
Okay.
What's do we got?
What is left? The thing on Clara, is it still on there?
Yes, this thing is still attached to the back of Clara. The grey ooze is looking pretty sorry for itself, sulking on the floor.
Okay. I'm wondering if I kind of want to do Scorching Ray again, but I don't know if it'll hit Clara, so I need to double check. It doesn't necessarily say that there's no. Yeah, I think I can just try to. I mean, if I roll well, it won't hit Clara, I'm assuming. But I feel like that's what I kind of want to do anyway, because I see it and I'm like kind of like grossed out by it, and I just want to get it out of my sight. Mostly, not as much as I care about Clara. I'm just more concerned about my own eyesight and everything else, you know. So I just kind of.
Okay. Here is again. This might be a rule, but I'm going to give you an ultimatum. You can Scorching Ray. You are going to fire these 3 bolts of 3 rails of fire, right? You roll each of those attacks individually. So for each Scorching Ray, you roll a d20. Any that miss are going to hit Clara.
What if I do it one at a time, and once if it kills the thing, can I stop before I do the other ones?
I'm just trying to see if it. Well, you might.
I can do something else if it's. I just.
It is entirely up to you. What I am offering you is you might be able to kill it. You need to define the targets before you throw the rays, and once you start throwing them,
okay, fair enough.
If you completely kill the creature, I will allow the rays to all explode on the creature. But if you miss any of them, they're gonna hit Clara, because this is a small mass.
I know.
On top of a much bigger mass.
Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Sorry, Clara.
She is right. Oh, there's 5 damage. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right. Okay. Roll me 3.
It'll be fine.
Drink for every time you hit Clara.
3 ranged attack spells.
Clara, every time you get hit, drink.
Right.
Sorry, girl. Here we go. So I'm gonna do the first one. Oh, okay, that's good. I got a 20 for the first ray.
Was that a nat 20?
No, it was not, but we can drink if people want to.
We'll drink. Yeah, okay, that's one that is hitting the creature.
Should I roll damage first, or should I do the for the first one, or what?
I think, roll damage. Roll me damage.
Hell yeah. Okay, there we go. There they go. That's a 7.
7. Okie dokie. Roll me the next one.
There we go. That is a 15.
A 15. Let me double check. Also hits.
Clara, I'm not killing you. And that is a 9 damage.
9. Ooh, this thing starts to really look pretty sad.
It's not dead yet, though. Oh, okay.
It's not dead yet, no.
One more time.
One more.
Gonna celebrate. Oh, wait. Copyright.
13?
Never mind.
A 13 hits.
Thank the Lord. Okay, let's see.
God bless.
Oh, okay, that's an 11 damage.
11 damage. If just before you had hit it with that last ray, you had done an insight check, you would have seen and you had some kind of medical knowledge, maybe about these specific creatures, but I think in general, you would have seen that you could approximate that it had almost exactly, possibly exactly 11 hit points left. And the charred corpse of this creature falls off the back and in kind of a crumbly, ashy mess, just kind of cracks and crumbles on the ground. Your back, Clara, one thing that has happened is that the entire back of your sexy Master Lords of Waterdeep costume has been completely burnt off with the residual heat of this flaming creature. You successfully took it from full to 0 hit points in 1 turn, and that's hot.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I forgot how good I was at battle, guys. Wow, look at me go.
We love to see it. At which point in time, surrounded by the corpses of what previously were the animals in his charge, Jason, looking very sad, whips out a knife and walks over to this grey ooze and says, "I'm so sorry, buddy," and hits it with his dagger for what is the text so small on these things. Hits it for right, and gives it a very, very sharp plunge into the center, and very similarly, although it felt there was kind of a magical kind of tingle when Imelda's dagger hit and it splayed outwards. This is almost, it looks like if you threw acid on acid. Actually, no, it's more like if you threw like an alkali substance on acid. This sort of, it just sorts kind of breaks and crumbles around this creature. And all that is left is probably enough grey ooze to pick up in a large soup bowl, but it is slowly making its way around the room, and we are back to the top of initiative. Mirabelle.
Oh, that poor thing. Used to be a puppy. God.
Don't think about that.
No, I gotta know. Do I have time to make a check of some kind to find out like what happened to it?
Make me well, you can ask Jason, or you can make me an Arcana check.
Jason said he doesn't know.
Well, I said I don't know. I know the thing that I did that made it do this, which was put a little bit of this liquor that one of my clients got from Avernus this one time, and we normally use it to spice up like stag do's when they start getting a bit dull, you know. So I just put a little bit in their water to see if it would do something fun.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if it's alcohol, but it normally makes people go like mad, sort of like you're doing, man, with the like, you know. And I don't know what happened, but something very bad happened, and that, I love that dog.
Well, the immediate danger seems to be subdued. Is there anything if there's anything we can do to get this back to puppy form, I could heal it.
Again, make me an Arcana check.
I feel awful bad about all the others. Well, that did not go well. I'm just gonna say right now, that is a 3.
She does not know anything.
You don't know what this is or whether it could be turned back into a puppy.
Okay,
feel free to still make an action and move if you want to.
Considering this is the last, I'm sticking with the accent, it's fun. Considering this is the last creature left, correct?
Yeah, that's the only one left you can see.
I don't see an immediate threat here, so I'm looking at poor Clara, who's lost a lot of hit points, and thinking I could maybe cure some wounds.
You can cast Cure Wounds on Miss Clara there.
I move over to
Clara is
Clara
happy.
and I touch her on the forehead just like this, and I'm like, Clara.
What's do you definitely touch her on the forehead?
No?
No, I'm just asking. I mean, I think that would either require you fetching a stool or Clara bending down, because she is a bugbear and you are a dwarf.
I reach up to her
You
hand
touch her belly.
and I'm like, hold her hand.
Yes,
Like that.
you can.
Mirabelle just does that.
The cats do when they need into
One
like,
butt cheek.
You're just there in like Clara's stomach, just doing that.
Yeah, making biscuits.
Aw.
No.
Right, yes. Do
and I cast cure wounds on a first level spell because we're out of danger, but she could use a bit of hit point, you know.
Yeah,
And that is a 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier.
5,
The 6.
6. Excellent.
Excellent.
I roll
roll
this, and it
that.
is a 11.
11. Clara, heal yourself, my
Clara.
child.
Woohoo! Back up to full, baby.
Stunning. Hildy, this grey ooze continues to kind of slop its way on the carpet. It's about this much
Oh,
grey
baby.
ooze.
Sweet little baby sludge.
Yeah, I know. Are we sure we have to kill the sludge here?
No.
Are you asking that generally, or?
I'm asking the others, just like,
I think we should do what we can to save it. I mean, it was once a puppy. I'm sure it could be a puppy again, and if it can't, then we kill it.
Or we keep it as a sludgy puppy.
Or we keep it as a sludgy puppy.
Sludgy puppy, sludgy puppy,
puppy.
sludgy
I can
puppy,
start an
sludgy
Instagram account for it. Guys, let's do it.
Sludgy puppy Instagram.
Jason says, look guys, that's all very well and good, but I can't put it back in these cages, because as soon as I put it back in these cages, it's going to eat straight through the metal bars. Look what it did to your Morning Star. If you can think about a way to keep it in a container, please feel free. Hildy, roll me an Arcana check.
you got it. La. That is a not
No.
one. So drink.
Why are we so dumb?
You got a nat one,
Yeah,
right?
ladies.
We also.
You your wife a long while ago crocheted you a very nice sort of hold all. It's sort of what you use as a handbag these days, just because it seems to get through all of the all of the stuff that you have to still carry around for your kids and and all that. In this moment, you are convinced that you can keep that slime in your holdall. Your wife loves you, and the power of that love is not something to be trifled with.
No, yeah.
You are very, very sure in this moment that this holdall could hold that. It could hold that slime.
Okay, so Hildy's gonna be like, you know what? Here, we're just gonna put it in the bag. And she grabs the bag and she looks at it and she's just like, you know, Norma might be a woodworker, but every now and again she can crochet like nobody's business. And she just like pops the bag on top.
The bag is instantly dissolved. And can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Sure. And do I also get the plus D4 with bless? Is that a thing?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still best. Still blessed.
Hashtag blessed. All right. Dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please.
That is another nat 1.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
Hardcastle is not cleric tonight.
Drink.
Oofda.
Right, so
And,
you kind of the neck of the bag was not quite as wide as the ooze. So instead of pulling it entirely and covering the bag, you've essentially opened it up and plunged your fists straight into this ooze. But because it was you going into it, it's not going to make any bludgeoning damage, but it is going to do 4 points of acid damage to your hands as
Jesus.
they go straight into what is left of this ooze. You pull your hands back kind of very quickly, and that's fucking good. That's a good pun, Osmo.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. And all that's left in your hands is kind of the tattered remnants of the handles of this bag. After you stumble backwards, Clara, you turn around and look at this again football-sized amount of ooze.
What's this? I just out of curiosity, where is Jason? How close is Jason to me?
Jason is probably about you're in the middle of the room, so he's kind of 5 or so feet away. He has just been standing by the crates, sort of having no idea what to do.
Excellent. So Clara, in a couple of steps, crosses the room and stands next to Jason and looks at him and says,
Hi.
You do not feed animals drinks.
Well, I mean, I know I don't mean to be a pedant, but you should feed animals some kind of drinks like water, because otherwise they will die.
And as he mumbles, she draws her hand back and she punches him in the face.
Right, make an attack on Jason. First
Mirabelle
PC to NPC attack.
Yeah, fuck it. Unarmed strike.
Give a punch.
22, baby.
Yes, that's
Without
not
even
it.
adding anything to it.
Yeah, you don't need to bother.
Yeah.
Clara,
Cool.
what a shame. That was such a pretty face.
Don't go.
What
He's
damage?
an idiot.
Roll your damage.
4 damage. It's an unarmed
4.
strike, so it's 4. Whatever happens.
Yeah, you clock him in the head, and you don't hear the telltale kind of crunch of a broken nose, but in the upward strike, because he's quite a bit smaller than you, you do catch and pull his top lip up with it, and he splits. He's got a big split down his front lip, and he just runs back and goes, "Oh, what was that for?"
It's for treating animals like shit.
I didn't mean to. I didn't know I was going to do that.
You had them in cages. You used them for entertainment.
The cages are just for transport, man. They had a lovely life.
No, look, just because you can't rip a pair of trousers off yourself, you do not use animals for entertainment.
I'm sorry.
Understand? Like, I bet you have put a puppy in an outfit, haven't you? Look me in the eye, and tell me you have never put a puppy in a costume.
You haven't?
Can't.
What?
Sorry.
So no, you deserve that punch, and I'm not gonna punch you again. But you turned a puppy into an acidic slime that burns hair of ladies who just want to have a nice night out. It's not okay.
I will just say, if it wasn't an altogether unpleasant experience, it did do a very good job at removing the hair on your legs. So if you do want to come to me and have a chat about maybe engaging in some kind of paranormal business, just
Clara draws her hand back.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was like half a joke. I promise it was half a joke.
Yeah, not funny. I'm now a bugbear with one hairless leg. What the fuck do you expect me to do about that?
I'm sure.
Do you know how long it takes to grow the hair out, and then you bleach it, and then you have to like get it to a really good color? Do you know how long that takes?
While that tirade is going on, Gwyneth, you have an opportunity to either deal with this very small amount of gray. I can't stress it enough how little gray ooze there is left. Or we can have some other fun being of the NPCs if we want. It's kind of up to you. It's up to you.
I want to try to capture it. I want it.
I want to try to capture it.
I feel like it'll be really original to have one. Like, no one has a sled. You know? I think it's cute.
Are you capturing it?
Cute.
Do you just want to capture it and keep it as the ooze?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But I do want to figure out if I know how to, like, grab it in a way that doesn't hurt anything. So, can I do an arcana?
Do an arcana check and just also try and get a 3 to continue this streak of getting 3s in arcana checks.
I got a 23.
You got a 23.
Whoa!
Yeah. I know what's happening, guys. I know.
You know that you are, in all honesty, you're going to have a pretty bad time at capturing this. This grey ooze is, pretty deadly. You don't see them around a lot because it's really hard to transport them. This is only here because, again, puppy into ooze, it happens. You saw what happened to Clara's Morning Star. You know that these things will burn through a pretty fucking solid chunk of non-magical metal pretty damn quickly. And you also saw what it did to Clara's leg, so there's no hope in just picking it up and carrying it with you. You also saw what it did to Hildy's back. And yeah, so you know what it can do to kind of fabric, skin, hair, metal. And with that, I will also reveal to you that any attempts, perhaps an attempt to turn the full ooze back into a puppy, may have resulted in a puppy. This very small amount of ooze will result in a very small amount of puppy returning.
Like a chihuahua? Like a tiny,
like a flank of the chihuahua's side and maybe part of its small intestine.
No.
It's a roll dice which bit of the chihuahua you're going to get back.
Okay. So I kind of turn around to the group and I was like, after close examination, I don't think this is a good idea. I'm going to take a photo of it. Does anyone want to be in it? But afterwards, I think I'm just going to put it out of its misery. Does anyone want to be in here? Because I'm going to take a photo, though. And no?
I'm
Any
good,
takers?
thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of like lean in without touching it and like kind of take a quick selfie with it.
All
And
right.
then how it's pretty dead, isn't it? I want to kill it because I feel bad for it, but I don't know how much effort.
Can I roll performance for my weirdly half hairless leg not to be in the photo?
Yeah.
You don't have to roll performance. It is just this the ooze is so small that when she ducks down, all she's getting is the ooze and the stone floor where the entire carpet has been worn away. There's burned and kind of melted carpet just surrounding her.
No,
And it is just this grinning face and this very sad ball of grey ooze in there.
It's so sad.
So yeah, you're gonna hit it with a thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to like I have like I guess I can just use like burning hands or something on it. I don't know, because I'm assuming that like if I use a dagger or something, it won't do very well because it's a thing of ooze.
Well, yeah, I will say with that Arcana check, you can assume that unless you have a magical dagger, you saw what it did to Clara's non-magical morning star, and
Yeah.
it is likely that would happen again to your
Okay.
any non-magical dagger. So, burning hands.
I'll do burning hands. I'm gonna cast
Okay.
it.
That is a Dex saving throw. From this guy.
It's
-2 Dex.
Yeah, he needs a 10.
He rolled an 11.
Fuck! With a negative
-2, that's a 9.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
So it just doesn't get out of the way in time.
Thank God.
Roll some damage.
12.
12 damage?
Yeah, is it dead?
For the last turn and a half, it's been sitting on 1 hit point. So yes, it is very, very, very dead.
All right, blame me for trying. I thought maybe we could save one thing out of
You got me on board
Menagerie
too.
sooner.
Menagerie.
This is your fault.
It is almost as if you are coating your hands in kind of a protective flame as you take your hands, reach forward, and just go shh, and gently smother this grey ooze into a kind of sticky, gloopy mess. And finally, quiet falls over the pub, the pub, the foyer to the bar. In this quiet, Jason kind of looks around and starts sheepishly picking up the bodies of dead bats, putting them into a bag of holding that he's got on his side, and poking out through the door that he scurried through as soon as there was a sign of the ruckus. The elven maitre d'. We gave him a name. Someone named
Harry.
him. Harry.
He's a
Harry.
tall drinker of elven
All of
water.
them are here.
Harry.
Tall, sexy drink of elven water. He pokes his head through and just goes, "Are you quite finished?"
Are we quite?
Not the first time I've been asked that question.
Where were you? This was a morning star. It now looks like one of those massagers that you see like in and around Waterdeep that they sell to women. Why?
Now you have a multi-use instrument, and he looks over at Jason and goes, "Mm-mm," and he clicks his fingers, and a kind of this sort of, well, it's almost like a whirlwind kind of, but it's very small. It's like this big. Kind of whisks around the room and picks up all of the bodies, all of the mush, and then swirls into the podium. And you would assume that there is a small dustbin behind the podium. The curtains are still torn to shreds. The carpet is burned completely, but it is clear of the detritus of many bodies. And he turns to look at you guys and says, "I think you should probably leave."
Like 4 rooms?
We can feel free to take any drinks you've already bought with you. I sound like Jason. Feel free to take any drinks you bought with you, but please don't drink them here.
Hang on a minute. We just saved your establishment from something that was eating the carpet.
Yes, you did, but you brought the man who brought them in here with you, and so I think it's probably, look, I don't want to fuss.
It wasn't us who let him into the establishment. Yes,
We don't know
him, but you had others who could have stopped him and his menagerie from entering.
And
And
similarly,
therefore, we
you go.
respectfully disagree with your assessment.
I would also like to add.
anyone who is trying to anyone's trying to make him let you stay, roll me a persuasion check.
Sure.
Okay.
So Clara's going to roll a persuasion check with the words, "Is it because of a bugbear?"
He looks at you and goes, "Don't make this a race thing, man. That's, you know, you're cheapening that."
I got a
got a
plus 3
4.
with persuasion, and even so, I still only got an 8.
We got a 4, a 5, and an 8. This
How?
man looks at you.
How
About the
hell?
average persuasion of a hen do, to be fair.
Guys,
This man looks at you and goes, "Ladies, I really don't want to have to call the city guard. It is really not a good look for you guys because you will spend the night in your cell, and I do not want that for you. There are so many other delightful bars and establishments that you could go and frequent. Now, there is, what do you want? Do you want tourist yawning portals not that far away? You go to the yawning portal. You want something, you want to get down and dirty and there's a crawling spider, the crow's nest. That's a good pub. I can
Hold on.
give
Okay.
Excuse, he just said down and dirty. Can you please repeat that information? And ladies,
there
what do you
is,
think about that?
not too far away. There is a sort of, I guess, sort of underdark themed nightclub
Sexy. I love it.
called the Crawling Spider. It's not quite it's not my vibe, but a lot of people like it.
Well, we've already
Clara-
seen what your vibe is.
Clara's left and it's like, right to crawling spider.
It does sound like fun.
Excellent. So you guys, presumably you go back into the room and you collect the rest of your.
No.
You just leave
Bridget,
all of them.
Imelda, let's go. We're going somewhere more fun.
And but right before I leave, I like look at the guy and I'm like, I'm gonna give you guys a really bad review, and then I leave. Just so you
Please
know.
do, because as soon as you leave us your review, we can comment on the review, indicating why we also had a terrible time when you attended.
Well, we
Harry,
thank
you
you,
are
so.
just no fun.
Yes, I have heard that before.
Okay. So we're leaving. And I don't want to cause any trouble. I just want to say, if we had brought in a caterer and everyone got food poisoning, you wouldn't say, "Oh, that caterer giving everyone food poisoning is your fault." That's all I'm saying. But I totally understand your decision to have us go elsewhere. And Hildy's gonna turn to the group and be like, "Also, guys, do you think that somewhere named after spiders is exactly Bridget's vibe?" I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking.
Bridget's currently sitting in the room with her mother, and if you walk in and you see that they are just sitting there with the kind of the flashing lights, just very quietly sipping champagne. Bridget's looking pretty. Make an insight check.
All of
Everyone
us?
or just Hildy?
Yeah, everyone who's going back into the room, make an insight check.
I got a 19.
Okay. 19.
13.
15.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't take much to see that she is pretty shaken and
Yeah.
pretty. She is looking very, very tired. She's just kind of sitting there like, and her mother's like gently kind of patting the top of her head.
Can Mirabelle kind of go over and go, "Bridget, sweetheart, how you feeling? Can you tell me what you want? This is your hen do after all. We'd like to do whatever makes you feel good."
Well, I don't want to be a spoil sport or a killjoy. I just quite like to go to bed. But you guys don't have to go to bed as well. You can stay out and party, but I think I would actually just quite like to go to bed.
Well,
From the street, everyone could hear, "Party! Party! 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 Spiders cry to party!"
Bridget goes, "Yes, I think I'm definitely going to go to bed."
And Mirabelle goes, Claire's gonna be a problem tonight, isn't she? Someone better keep an eye on her as much as I'm loath to find out what she's getting up to.
Imelda takes a watch out of her bag and says, well, yes, it is already quite late. You ladies do have a fairly early start in the morning, but if you wish to continue your merrymaking, I'm sure that would be fine. I think I'm going to take Bridget home, and we shall see you in the morning.
Yeah, that
All
sounds
right,
fair.
Imelda, sweetheart, you do that.
I shall. Just a reminder, the coach will be by at 8:30. I would very much hope that you all make it. I don't want to mince my words, but we have spent a lot of money for the activities tomorrow. And I would very much be, I would be very sad if any of you were to miss it.
Same.
Yeah, you are. You betcha. We'll be there on time. Or most of us will. I can't really speak to Clara. I'm not entirely certain that we're gonna know where she is in the morning.
That is, yes, that is likely. Bridget, darling, let's go. And she picks Bridget up, and Bridget kind of looks at you all and says, I hope this tonight hasn't spoiled anything too much. I hope you're still having a good time.
Oh, of course.
Yes, I think I just need a bit of a sleep.
Yeah.
I have been on the milk all day, so I'm feeling a little bit, you know how it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get some sleep. And tomorrow is gonna be great. Tomorrow is not gonna involve quite so much death and destruction. It'll be
Her
great.
eyes light up and says, I am so excited about tomorrow. I have always wanted to go, and I can't wait to share this with you. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun. That's perked her up a little bit, and she kind of picks up her bag, and her and Imelda totter out. And as they're walking out, she says, you better come with us now if you want to get in the cab with Davy. Otherwise, you have to make your own way to, well, wherever you're going, or back to the hotel.
Harry, darling. Can I walk out? So can I follow them out and like sort of around the? Hold on, just a minute, and I find out from the Harry. Is the hotel in this spider place in the same direction, or is it in a different kind of area?
He checks the booking to see where you made the booking through, because it was made through the hotel. And he says, it's about a 20-minute walk, I would say, but it is coming up to the witching hour on a Friday night, and I don't know how much being outside and walking about you ladies want to do. I don't know if you've been to Waterdeep much, but generally it's probably safer to stay in a cab.
And
Mirabelle then turns.
You can, Clara, in a distant direction, which you can just about discern, you can just hear the words, party, spiders, spider party, spiders! There's nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen. Shit. Mirabelle turns to Imelda and goes, Imelda, sweetheart, I understand you have to get back to the hotel, but would you just mind dropping us? It's just 5 minutes by cab. We can just go towards the direction of Clara's voice, grab her on the way, and drop us off at that place, and you can be home before you can say lickety split. Because I forgot what a better phrase is.
Yes. Well, that was why I invited you to the cab, so as to not leave you out in the cold. I am not quite that cruel. Everyone pile in, and we'll pick Clara up on the way.
You're such a peach.
You all bundle into the cab. And Davy's sitting there, still reading his book. He's got one of those little clip-on book lights.
Aw.
Still
Oh,
reading his book.
Davy.
And he says, "Right, you are. Let's go find Miss Clara." And you toddle off towards the sound of Clara's voice. And we shall, in a very graceful montage, complete the night. You find Clara sat on the curb, regaling one of her many stories to probably a fisherman as you're down by the docks.
And there was this man, and he tried to take his trousers off. And when he couldn't take his trousers off, he brought in this ooze, and the ooze burnt the hair off my legs.
No!
All right. That's lovely, lass. Oh, is that yours? He points to the carriage. And they're just like,
God.
Clara, darling, I think you've got somewhere to go. They pick you up and bundle you into the cab. Davy drops Bridget and Imelda off at the hotel. Bridget gives you all a little kiss on the cheek. And you head off to the crawling spider, a sort of, it's not maybe quite as cool as it sounded when you got there. It is slightly more cheesy. It's one of those clubs where you think that if they just took the lighting level down by like 40%, it would get so much cooler, but it's just slightly too bright inside.
Yeah.
And you've got this sort of quite harsh white lighting bouncing off these fairly well done but a little bit chintzy stone walls. If you went up and knocked them, you'd feel they were kind of polystyrene, sort of hollow. Lots of people dressed in black, all of the waitresses in like black leotards, and there's like creepy spiders. It meant to look like an underground dungeon. But you have a good jolly time in there nonetheless, because you are quite drunk. Who blew? Clara does not get a sending stone message from the centaur this evening. Not
Okay.
Well, we presume that he took down the number correctly, but tonight there is no call from the handsome buff centaur. And you dance and drink the night away. Davy is still waiting very patiently outside, and he eventually picks you up in the very wee small hours, probably when the club closes. Bundles you in the back and takes you back to the hotel, and you very tiredly strip off whatever clothing you can be bothered to take off. Clara, you probably take off the burnt remains of the Masked Lords of Waterdeep costume, or you keep it on.
So Clara takes everything off.
Yes.
So that she's just left with her like stomach tattoo with like the face and the smiley face
Stunning.
and the jewel in the middle. And that's all. Like she's just furry as nature intended.
Well,
Not
you all have
leg.
individual bedrooms, so even if you all did get stalkers, no one would really care. You hear soft snoring from Bridget's room as you all clamber into bed, and drift off, and we shall take a break there. Thank you all for watching. We will take a 5 to 10 minute break, go have a pee, go get a drink, go get a snack, and we shall see you all imminently.
Kailan maluro halala
Hello,
biya.
friends. We are back.
Heyo.
I hope you had a very restful break. We all did.
Assalamu
I have
alaikum.
acquired coffee.
Dance to the
Long
Never
remix.
alcohol.
The alcohol I'm
Nice.
currently drinking. Not only were our players resting, but so were their characters. And after a very long night's sleep, well, I say very long. It was very heavy night's sleep. It's that kind of night's sleep where you kind of close your eyes and then 30 seconds later you open your eyes again and it's morning. You have indeed all managed to take a long rest.
Oh, bless.
Woo!
Bless
So
up.
please
Here we
replenish
go.
those spell slots and then hit points. Yes.
Have I recovered my level of exhaustion, which requires food and drink? I mean, I've definitely had drink.
Yes, you have.
Technically, you're not wrong.
You have. You wake up the next morning, feeling. Everyone make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
My favorite. Fuck right off.
I don't even know what I got. I can't see the stupid die.
17.
Where is it?
Oh, I did the wrong thing. Hold up. Oh, huh.
11.
I have a rough 20. I don't know I went French. I'm Southern.
I fucked up.
I'm not gonna lie. The wine's hitting particularly hard tonight, so we may go globetrotting later.
Excellent news. Hildy and Mirabelle, you're actually feeling quite perky. You wake up. You wake up with the sun. You don't have to wait for the alarm from the hotel. You wake up with the sun. You wander into the main kind of area that joins all of your rooms. So you see Bridget sitting there with a book, enjoying the light kind of coming through the big skylight in the middle of the room.
Majestic.
Yeah, she looks beautiful. She looks very calm. She says, "Hello, ladies. How did you sleep?"
Oh, not too bad. How about yourself? How you doing?
I'm well, quite good, I think, considering everything that happened last night. It sort of feels like a very interesting dream. We have overslept slightly, but I know that you lot were out slightly later than I was, so I wanted to give you the rest that you needed.
I do appreciate it.
Oh, but of course, this is my Hen Do, but it's very important that everyone else has a good time as well. So we can either stay at the hotel and kind of try and cram a breakfast in here, or we can just hop in the car. I think Davey sort of swaps out the minibar, depending on the time of day. So we can all just bundle into the van and get going that way. Or we can stay in the hotel and try and squeeze in some breakfast here. What do you think? Are the other two are they okay?
Oh,
They'll be fine.
Well, I got a 6 for my constitution. So
Yes, the two of you are sleeping significantly heavier, and you wake hearing this kind of bubbly chatter from outside your door. You have no mechanical implications, but you two are feeling pretty rough. And as you kind of stumble out of your rooms, Bridget turns to you and says, "Oh, speak of the."
That's fucking racist.
Yes,
And then I'm
that's
like-
why I didn't say it. I just kind of wanted to put it part. Speak of those who I care about deeply, and I'm so glad to see their faces.
I'm like,
How are you feeling?
I'm like, Bridgie, sweetie, just don't talk to me right now.
Sorry. Yes.
And then I just kind of make my way to the kitchen and like I pour a glass of water and I chug it and then I put some more in and I chug it and then I just stand there with my eyes closed for like a few seconds.
What's wrong with having a rough morning?
I gave my potion to the stupid bugbear and now I am paying the consequences, okay?
Now, Gwyneth, I just cannot abide that rudeness. You apologize.
To who?
I think you'll find it's who.
Ladies, let's. I think some of us are still quite tired, so why don't we, very quickly pack our bags and pop our clothes on and head out to the car. And we are running quite late, so I think that is really much that's what we should be doing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Fine.
I'll be ready in just a shake of a lamb's tail.
And Hildy's like, oh, I've been ready since about a half an hour ago, so whenever. We're good.
Classic Hildy.
Yeah.
Also, I never gave you thanks for these push-up bras. My girls have never been happier.
Oh, don't you mention it. It was a good challenge.
Working wonders over here.
They do look wonderful.
Thank you. Also, just put a whole bunch of water on the floor out of character, because someone didn't put the top on her water bottle.
Oh,
no.
Please ignore me and
water
continue.
break?
It's okay. I'm pretty sure that when we leave, the sort of the cleaners will come and dress our rooms for us. So I wouldn't worry about that. I've also already got my bag ready, and I think I'm dressed for the occasion. So whenever you're ready, let's head off together. Mother is already downstairs by the car, as you can imagine.
Clara pulls on a t-shirt that says "I hate Mondays" and stands there.
That's very funny. Not only for the slightly pessimistic humor, but also because it is a Saturday today. That is funny. Granny Dunning, are you? How are you doing? Are you almost ready to go?
I had put on like giant sunglasses, and I have my giant sun hat again, and I just stare at you, and I give you like this death glare, like, yes, I'm doing great, and then I just like walk past you into whatever, like the hallway to like leave.
It is going to be a fun day. Let's go. And she kind of just very quickly turns on her heel and walks out the door and walks down towards the door of the hotel. Well, she walks towards the fantasy lift. Then she gets into the lift and kind of holds it. Says, "You ladies coming?"
Oh yeah.
I'm right behind you.
You betcha.
Let's go. You all head downstairs. You walk past Harold, I think, who was the large security guard that carried Clara up last night.
Yeah.
He
Harold.
had tips his hat to you. Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
And you, good morning, Mum. And you all truck outside. Davy is sat on the top of the car, reading his book. Imelda stood by the car, sort of arms crossed, looking at you all. And you bundle into the back of the cab. And as Bridget assumed, Davy has in fact restocked the minibar with a whole host of delights should you wish to partake this morning, as you make the ride from the hotel to the next destination.
Hair of the dog, anybody?
I'm gonna get one for sure. So Hildy grabs one for herself and one for Mirabelle, since Mirabelle had mentioned it. Okay.
Roll me an investigation check.
Sure. Investigate.
Now, Hildy, you know the kind of drinks I like.
I don't, but you can you can guide me.
Alcohol?
So
Just give me
7.
something fun, sugar.
Okay. So she got a 7. Hildy got a 7.
Okay.
I'm not rolling well today.
No one is.
You see a sort of jug It looked like one of the drinks. It's not a jug. It's like a small bottle with a cap on the top. Sort of looks like one of the drinks that was being passed around. Like you see two of those. You see quite a few of those actually. One of the drinks that was being passed around last night. So you grab one for you and one for Mirabelle. You hand it over.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my best guess, based on everything I've seen you drink so far. You know, it's great to spend time together, apart from when you're like, please make my boobs look good, you know?
Oh, I completely agree. You are just a gem.
Oh, thank you.
Now,
Skull.
cheers to friendship, darling.
Yeah. And so she drinks.
It's just milk. It's just milk.
Oh,
This is breakfast. This is a breakfast bar. There is no alcohol in this breakfast bar.
Hildy,
you know, it looked.
what have you served me?
I don't know. It looked good. And honestly, as far as milk goes, it's not bad. It's gotta be at least 2%.
Davey does a good job stocking out this bar. If anyone else wants to make another investigation check to see anything else more,
Well, since you now that I'm kind of realizing that it's not necessarily alcohol, I kind of want to go in and maybe get some orange juice or something. So I'm gonna do an investigation check.
go ahead.
Sure. Where is she? There is she. And there she go. What the fuck is a B? Oh, it's a nat 20.
Do we drink
Well,
on
one
that?
for one. We got a drink on the 20.
Yeah.
Fontaine.
This is a rough gin. Whew.
Launcher.
And secondly, yes, you find orange juice. You find orange juice. You find grapefruit juice. You find clementine juice, which is undoubtedly the best citrus juice. You find a fresh cup of coffee. You find a French press.
Coffee.
You find a variety of teas. There is all sorts of delicious morning beverages that one could partake in, as well as a big with a big glass top, a big tray of pastries, warm bread rolls and some cold cuts and some cheese, depending on what you might like to have for breakfast.
Okay.
So yeah, Davey's he doesn't do things by halves, old Davey. He's
Davey fucks. Davey fucks.
yeah. He's gonna get.
Oh yeah.
Well, yes, thank you, Miss Bennett. I do in fact fuck. I hope you enjoy your breakfast.
Thank you. I'm really trying to separate my character from myself because I would definitely go for the coffee aggressively, but I'm gonna say that she's more into wellness. So she grabs some black tea, and she definitely grabs something that looks low carb, and she grabs that and she just goes back.
There's like a fruit bowl.
She's does this have carbs? And then just keeps asking that, and then she's fair enough, and then she just goes back and eats quietly, looking out the window without looking at
Gwyneth, all that sugar first thing in the morning.
Well, we do we're gonna have quite a long day ahead. I've heard this place can be quite tiring, and although they do give us a packed lunch halfway through, I think it's probably best that we
So
get our energy.
at that, Clara goes to the server with the pastries and everything, and what she effectively creates is one of those kind of Scooby Snacks style sandwiches.
Yes.
That's about a foot high, and it's just layers of pastry with layers of cheese and meat, and then proceeds to squish it.
Yeah.
So that she can just about get it in her face.
Yeah. It's stunning. I love it. I love it. She consumes about 6 people's worth of breakfast in one mouthful.
Yep.
Yes, and the journey continues on down the bumpy streets. Again, it's summer in Waterdeep, so the days get very warm very quickly. And that kind of heavy, muggy feeling that you get from an early summer's day, even by 9 a.m., is kind of settling over Waterdeep. It's very pleasant. It's a very, very lovely day. And about half an hour of riding around and negotiating the quite narrow streets, you pull into what we would recognize, or we would kind of associate with what kind of looks like a business park. From going back into the town and then back out again further down the coast, you kind of come to this big industrial park, full of large warehouses and these huge brick buildings that look like they just back onto the regular houses of Waterdeep. And your carriage pulls up to what looks like an incongruously grand building in the middle of these, warehouses and factories. It is beautiful. The front is stone, is carved stone, and there are trails of ivy going up the building. There are no windows in the front, but as you pull up, you see a grand sign gilded in gold and red lettering that just says "Real Adventurers Adventures." And David pulls up out front and goes, "Right, we're here. Have a lovely time, ladies, and I will see you anon. I'm outside if you ever need me, but I'll just be here reading my book." So see you later. And you and everyone gets out apart from Imelda, who says, I don't really think it's appropriate for me to be playing around in this sort of place. So you ladies have fun, and I will see you back at the hotel later on. But you and Bridget and Catherine are all there. Catherine's looking a bit better. She was really she took almost full damage in one drink last night. But after that, she did the sensible thing. She went straight to bed, and she woke up feeling actually not too bad this morning. So yeah, you step out the carriage, and you're greeted by this incredible building.
So Clara, who smells a little bit like a wool coat in the rain, which might be a reference unique to me, because it was quite warm in the carriage, and she's very hairy.
Oh yeah.
She looks at Bridget and she goes, what is this?
Have you never heard of Real Adventurers Adventures? Oh my gosh! Have any of you heard of Real Adventurers Adventures?
I have. Yes.
So
I did.
I am so actually, of course you've heard of it. It's it is. Not everyone gets to live the life of an adventurer, right? But a lot of people quite like to. These guys, so clever. They have taken that and distilled it into just one day. And you can go and be an adventurer, and then you get to go home into a nice, safe, warm bed, and you've done it. You've been a hero. And they've got them all over the place, but there are at least 2 in Waterdeep. This was the better one.
That sounds terribly fun.
Everyone roll a perception or an investigation check on the building. You can pick whichever one you do best.
Much for muchness.
I got 10.
18.
16.
At 21.
Hell yeah.
Everyone who rolled, everyone who rolled over a 15, you can kind of see if you kind of stand right, you can see that the shadows cast by the building aren't quite right. And who got a Mirabelle? You've lived in a lot of places. You've lived in some fancy places and some not so fancy places. You can clearly see that the front of this building is just a facade, and the rest of the building is just a huge warehouse behind it. It's like this very, very big fancy thing has just been slapped on the front of the building, and it's just a fairly standard, like, industrial space behind. And Bridget is standing there. She grabs your hand, Hildy, and says, "Aren't you so excited, Auntie?"
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. First of all, I love how excited it makes you. And second of all, I've always wondered what an adventure would be like in a controlled environment.
Yes, that's the thing. I don't even know if there's any real danger. Well, they tell you there isn't real danger for legal reasons, and then they tell you there is real danger because otherwise it wouldn't be fun. But yes, come on, let's go. And she pulls you through the front door. The front door again is this beautiful, like solid oak door, and genuinely like a proper castle door with big. I was gonna say big knockers, and then I realized
Drink.
the set
Drink.
everything else
Drink
up.
for every
Yeah,
double
big
entendre.
for that. Big knobs.
Drink.
Why?
Bridget kind of flings open and walks in, and you all pile into this sort of entranceway with another set of doors in front of you. And just as you're kind of, as she goes to open the second set of doors, this kind of fairly tinny, like trumpet sounding music starts playing. Sort of like there's stuff you get if you go to like London dungeons or something like that. That kind of music. And
What kind of dungeons?
real scary ones. Lots of dungeons actually. I mean, I only went there when I was like 12. They were really
Okay,
scary.
different dungeons than the ones I was thinking about. Okay, please continue.
Well, I mean, they also might have music. This is more kind of like a royal fanfare plays, and again through these quite tinny speakers, a very loud voice comes piping through and says, "At Real Adventurers Adventures, you will have the opportunity to walk in the footsteps of the greatest heroes of the realm. Have you always dreamed of casting spells with the power of the indomitable Jim Dark Magic? Or perhaps you've longed to wield an axe like the mighty Magnus Burnsides. Or perhaps you've always known that the real adventure is the friends you make along the way, and so wish to follow in the path of the amazing Claire. Whatever your desire, make it a reality here at Real Adventurers Adventures." And there's like the second doors open with sort of the sound of like scraping stone, but again, it's clear these doors are just wood. But they're dressed up to look like big stone dungeon doors, and they swing open. And the foyer is again kind of equally extravagant, though the walls and the floor are stones. There are candlelit sconces all around, and the candlelight is just bouncing shadows off it. There's no other lights, just more candles bouncing off every surface. There's a big, there is other light actually, because there's a big fireplace in the back of the room, but again, sending shadows bouncing everywhere, and is backlit this figure that is sitting at a somewhat incongruous desk that is sort of doing like paperwork, but there's like a pot of pens and like a clipboard, and there's other kind of stuff on the desk, and they're kind of just sitting, but they're kind of completely backlit by this fire, just sitting there looking at a sending stone. Just as you walk in, they sort of glance up when you walk in and then just go back to what they were doing.
I mean, this is literally the kind of shit I left home to avoid.
Claire,
Just
what's your
that,
sense of
Claire.
adventure?
No, I'm with Claire here. Like, no, I've been here. I've done that. Like, I don't know. How I feel
Okay,
about
guys, huddle up. Bridget, hold
I
on.
promise it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be fun. And Hildy's just gonna like take the other three and be like, "Okay, guys, seriously, this is something tame and controlled. And after yesterday, I think that's what she needs. I have not seen a shit show like that, except for this one time on the hockey bus when all the boys wouldn't stop playing Rumple Foreskin. So what we need to do is just hold it together, okay? We're just gonna do this, make her happy, all right?
I agree. Let's all just get our hopping grits going in the same direction. Now, shall we? For Bridget.
For Bridget. Okay, Bridget.
Okay.
We're all excited.
Yes. Catherine's just sitting
Bridget!
there. Oh, right. Yeah, Bridget. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
That's a heart. She walks up to the counter and says, hi, I think we're booked in under Bridget. And the guy looks up and goes, yeah, Bridget, yeah. And then looks up and goes, oh, Jesus Christ, not you guys again.
We know him. Is it Harold?
Yeah,
or Harry?
I'm not allowed to swear on this job. Yeah, you know me. I would have thought you would have gone fucking sorry, pardon me. You just punch me again. And you see a man with slicked back hair wearing a fairly crisp polo shirt and a big bit of medical tape stuck across his lip and just goes, yeah, I told you that it's hard to make any money in this town, so I work a lot of jobs, all right?
Jason, if you replace my morning star and you promise not to try and take your clothes off, I won't.
All right, yeah, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not going to take my clothes off here. No, I'm not going into that. Your morning star's fine. Take it to one blacksmith here. All right, I'll give you. Can I give you a name of a very good blacksmith?
No,
That'd be enough.
If you want me
I'll
to
give you. He's a mate of mine. It'll give you a mate's rates.
Jason, mate, if you want me to go through those doors and pretend to be an adventurer and not piss off my friend here, whose Hen Do it is, you're going to give me something that can at least put a dent in stuff. And you're going to do it now. I will just say, he goes and checks down his list of stuff, and he goes, I'm not running your adventure today, Megan. I think Megan's on you. But you're not really supposed to take proper weapons in there. But you are an adult party, so we generally do let you take weapons in. The kids' parties leave theirs. They get toy weapons, but you guys can take your weapons in. It will still do a dent. You just it just doesn't do quite as much damage as it does. We don't supply weapons. I can't give you. If you want to go now and get it fixed, like Jamie will fix it up for you if you want it, but it's going to take a bit because he's fucking good. Sorry, he's very good at his job. But as soon as we're finished up here, all right, I will take you over to, just please don't hit me again. I will take you over to Jamie's, all right? I promise you. But like we do not supply weapons here. If that is enough, then I would like to keep going on this other social transaction that we have, which is that you are coming here to do this adventure. Clara just continues to look at him.
Jason, just ignore her. I think it's
probably
sorry.
best. He picks up a sending stone and goes, Meg, your party's here. And puts it down and says, look, you don't even have to deal with me for the rest of the day. You've got Meg now. So I hope you have a good time. I'm sorry for the inconvenience last night. He looks to Bridget specifically, says, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for any of that to happen. She goes, no, it's fine. No, I know you didn't. It was almost exciting. And as they're chattering away, the doors to the left kind of swing open, and this tiny little halfling woman kind of bounces out. She's got the same polo short, a big pair of khakis, her ginger hair and like two plaits down her back, big grin. She is just beaming. You've never seen so much energy in one being. And she goes, well, hey there. My name's Megan. I will be your adventuring assistant on this most mighty of days. Are you guys excited?
Oh yeah. Hi, Megan.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Hildy.
It's lovely to meet you, Hildy. And everybody else, should we go around? We will be wearing name tags, so we won't forget anybody's names. But just for now, why don't you introduce yourself to me again? My name's Megan. I'll be looking after you today.
I'm Mirabelle, and aren't you peppy?
Oh, of course I am. I've got the best job in the city.
Okay, well, my name is Gwyneth, but just so you know, I don't do name tags. I just want to put that out there first. Yeah, I guess hi.
It's not a social thing. It's a safety thing. You do have to.
No. Why though? You know, my name is Gwyneth. It's fine.
It's only a sticky label, so you do get to design it yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. That's fine. Okay, sounds good.
Fantastic.
I'm
My
down
name
again.
is Clara, and if you try and put a name tag on me, I will twat you.
Okay, well, we do have some policies over violence towards staff and other players, but I'm sure you will all be able to read through this while you fill in these documents. And she hands you these, it's quite a few sheets of paper. She hands out these clipboards with kind of safety stuff written on them, and it says stuff like, don't hit your companions, any damage done to property that is not within the realms of what is expected for the game will be charged. We reserve, and then right at the bottom in a box in bold, in red, it says, we reserve the right to deny entry to any hero that is or appears to be inebriated, incapacitated, charmed, or by any other means unfit to partake of the adventure that lies ahead. Clearly, this is a hot spot for Hen Do's and stag do's. So she says, right, yes, just sign those. I'll pop them on over to Jason here, and I will meet you through those doors just there. And she turns around and she points towards doors on the opposite side to where she got through. And there's just a big sign above the door that says training room. And she says, yes, I'll be in there. I'll show you around. Just take your time. There's a lot to read. Don't worry about it. Yes, we will get you to adventuring. And she kind of strides through the doors and leaves you there. And Jason says, yeah, just fill them out. Again, it's just safety stuff. Nothing, as long as you're not an idiot, you'll be fine. So...
Can we do a perception or investigation check to I like to read a contract for us on it.
Yeah. Do either do an investigation check or just a straight intelligence check.
Neither of those are my strong suit. I'm not very bright. For example, there it is. I found it. We're good. I got a 10 for intelligence.
Did anyone else do a read of it?
I did.
Fair enough.
I got a 17.
Okay, I mean, even with a 10, it's just a fairly straightforward liability contract. Basically, it's just saying that if you get hurt, you know what you were signing up for, and you can't sue the company. And also, if any undue amount of damage is done to the property, or if any damage is done to the people working there, there will be the repercussions will be on you. It's basically just saying you know what you're signing up for. There's no legal stuff. There's no dodgy stuff. It's the same thing that you do for if you go to an adventuring park,
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Is it?
Mirabelle just turns to Clara and goes, Clara, I hope you've taken note.
Note of what? At which point, Clara just snaps the pen that she's been given so that her whole hand is covered with ink, and just slaps her hand
Jesus
on
Stunning.
on the thing and throws the clipboard at Jason.
Jason doesn't hit Jason, but he does not catch it. He throws it and he puts his arm out and he just goes flying past him. He's like, oh, all right. Thank you for signing it. Yeah, for the rest of you could just do that and then chuck it on the side there. I'm just very tired from last night. I'm so sorry, guys.
Clara walks up to Jason and with her like ink-covered hand, she just slaps him on the back and says, "Don't worry, it's fine."
They only issue us one of these.
Sorry, I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, it's me neither.
No.
It's all right. I'm sure you ladies are gonna have a lovely time. Bridget signs it, pops it on there. Catherine signs it. She goes, "Here you go. Sorry about that. Baking powder and a lot of soap. They'll probably get that out." He says, "Yeah, thanks for that." And you can see Bridget sort of, she's doing that, when little kids are quite excited and they're just like dancing from foot to foot. She's clearly being polite and wanting to wait for everyone before she goes through the doors, but she's kind of like,
She's really hyped.
super. So she's so excited. So don't even need an inside check for that. She's so hyped.
I just can't wait to get to adventure, don't you, Bridget?
Once all of their contracts has been signed, she looks around and she goes, "Okay, let's go." And she pushes through the doors. And you are in a pretty huge space. It kind of looks like a kind of school gymnasium that's been kind of repurposed. Kind of how like on sports days, sometimes inside the gym you would have lots of different activities separated into different sections of the gym. There is, it's very similar. It's a big cavernous space with a kind of bare wood floor and stone walls. And in lots of different corners, there's lots of different activities. And Megan's there and says, "Right, guys, so this is the training room. This is not quite where your adventure starts, but it's where you get to prep for your adventure." She gestures around you and says, "We've got a lot of different activities there, and all of these activities will test different parts of your skill set. Now, all of them are optional. You can go straight on into the adventure if you want, but I will say that parts of the adventure are quite tricky. So you may want hints." And she passes to Bridget. She passes to Hildy a sending stone and says, "If at any point in time in the adventure you want some help, you just contact me on the sending stone. I'll be right there for you, and I can give you a hint to help you along your way. Now, you currently have 2 hints because that's what you prepaid for. If any of you would like to earn more hints, try your hand at some of these activities, and if you do well enough, you'll add another hint to your bank." So yes, there is a room full of activities here which you can take part in, or you can just carry on straight to the adventure.
Clara looks around. Does it look like any of the activities involve damaging something with some sort of visceral force?
From very isolated from the rest of the activities, there is an axe throwing range.
Excellent. Clara walks up and picks up an axe and just lobs it.
Right, so just before you get there, Megan says, oh, just wait, I've got to explain you the rules first. Everyone who wants to go, you get 3 axes. If you do a good enough shot, I'll give you a hint, but everyone only gets 3 turns, because otherwise you could just sit here doing it forever, couldn't you?
Fair. I'll take a go at it. Why not? Like, let's just do it. Whatever.
I'm not throwing things.
You feel free to have an investigator poke around and see what else there is. Before you do that, anyone who wants to do some axe throwing, throw me. I want 3 d20s.
All right.
Okay.
3
Oh,
d20s. 1, 2.
There they go. You want the total or?
Not the total, because you do have a 31. and that would hit. No, 3 individual.
Okay.
Okay.
19, 12, and 15.
19, 12, and 15. Excellent.
I'm not doing so hot.
Oh, no, you're not.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Okay, that last one maybe hits.
I got a 2, a 12, and a 13.
Yeah.
I got
A
a
9, an 8, and an 18.
12, 9, and 1.
Yeah, we drink.
Right, we'll adjust that in a bit. Yeah, Mirabelle, you step up. You grab your axe, and one of them hits the target. The other 2 don't, but that's okay. You know, there's a backboard. There's a contingency plan for this. Gwyneth, you walk up. 2 don't hit the target. One of them fucking cracking shot. Not quite a bullseye, but really like yeah, fantastic shot. Clara, you walk up. Your first one again completely misses. Your second 2 right on the money. Beautiful shots. Hildy, you walk up. 2 of them don't miss the target, and something builds up in you that you know, this is not that you're not necessarily supposed to be good at this, but you feel like you want to be. You know, you're Goliath.
You're
Yeah.
fucking Goliath, bitch.
And
Let's
you
go.
throw it so hard, but you put far too much power into your backswing, and the axe flies, spins off behind you, and lands and hits the corner of a table, on which there is a stack of what you assume is another activity, although the stack is very dusty, implying that it's not the most popular. It's just a stack of cryptic crosswords. And she says, and Megan goes, "Woohoo! Careful there!
Geez.
I won't penalise you for that one, but that was a close one. You almost hit me. Can you imagine how that would have gone down?"
Oh, geez.
Terrible.
And Hildy like just kind of awkwardly dislodges the axe and just like is muttering under her breath like, "I have seen Norma use an axe 100 times a day for 20 plus years. I don't know how I'm so bad at this. Oh my God,
Aw.
I'm ruining everything. Focus, Hildy, focus."
Megan can kind of see you're a little bit, and she goes, "Oh, don't worry, darling. There's so much other to enjoy and experience." She points around. She goes, "I don't know if any of you guys are of the bardic persuasion." She points over there. She says, "But we do have a karaoke machine if you want to try it, and there are a few other things placed around that you can go and investigate if you like."
Okay, well, I'm not a performer, but my character doesn't know I'm not a performer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, "I'm gonna hit up that karaoke machine, like, because I'm gonna kill it."
Amazing.
So she's on her way over there.
Fantastic. While you were getting all kind of muddled up in the Nat 1 axe incident, Megan says, "Oh, don't forget you got 3 on target, which means that is an extra clue for when you go into your adventure. So you can bump your clues up to 3."
Oh, nice. Anyway, I would like to go sing.
What was your question, darling?
Is it only performance checks, or can persuasion be put in there as well?
Oh.
Like if you sing with great intent.
If you can tell me what song you are singing with great intent, I will let you roll persuasion instead of performance.
Can anybody? I can't sing this because of copyright. Anybody find me somebody to love by Queen, but like in the most heartaching, like.
Yeah, I will.
Anybody love me?
I will let you roll persuasion on the karaoke. So anyone who is stepping up to do karaoke, is
that
anyone?
Did not matter. Such a low roll. I have a +3
no.
motherfucker.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, you
Tragic.
Your performance is neither dazzling nor persuasive.
I don't five for the audience, by the way. 2 + a 3.
Yeah.
Nice.
So can I propose, as per Call Him Ben's suggestion, that Sasha / Mirabelle proceeds to twerk, and if the twerking is particularly good, as per an athletics check.
Megan sees you doing that and says, "Oh, you're a dancer." I should have clocked you as a dancer. Well, we just have the thing for you. Don't waste that. Here, come with me. And she takes you over to another corner in which there is a sort of screen up on the wall and a sort of very small dance floor covered in. It's a 3x3 square covered in runes. And she says, if you want to test out your dancing skills, this is where you do it. Are you going to do so?
Can I feel like, as someone who is a cleric to a god who also is like a god of dance as well as everything else, there must be something I can do that gives me,
based on your very specific god, this is going to be an athletics or an acrobatics check. I will allow you to roll at advantage because your god is literally the god of partying and getting shit fucking done.
Hell yeah.
I'm a cleric of a god of like love, romance, fertility, and fucking dance.
Yeah.
So
and yes.
Guy dance even. Oh,
yes.
Chef's kiss. Honestly, you guys, you've been crushing it tonight. I just want to say that I've been laughing so much at the stream. Okay, at the chat. I mean, okay, yes, I will. And at the stream, to be fair.
You step into the middle of this 9x9 square, and runes. A song begins to play, and the runes in front of you start lighting up in rhythmic pattern. And yes, this is Dance Revolution.
Okay,
but it's
I have an advantage, and so the better one was 19.
Oh
nice.
Yeah, you fucking smash it. You smash
Hell
it.
Yeah.
You are twerking. You're shimmying. You're shaking your butt. You are doing some very interesting things with your hands. Even though in Dance Revolution you don't need to use your hands because it's all your feet. But like, yeah, it's great. It's beautiful, and everyone in the room completely forgets about that 5 you rolled when you tried to do karaoke. It is absolutely wonderful. And yes, Megan says, just standing behind you, that was just fantastic. See, when you're not so good at one thing, you just got to find the other thing that you are good at. I will add another hint to your sending stone for that.
Mirabelle walks off the dance floor going, y'all are welcome.
Y'all are welcome.
Hildy is politely clapping, but like enthusiastically politely clapping, like, oh wow!
She says, does anyone else want to? I feel like some of you could probably have another go at the karaoke if you wanted to, and I will, you can do a duet if you think combining your skills might be a bit better.
No, I feel like I'm a solo artist, but thanks for the suggestion. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sing Sour Candy. Even though it's a duet, I'm gonna do both parts. Lady Gaga.
Stunning. I love it.
I'm gonna go for it. So I'm gonna roll for what performance?
Yes, roll me performance.
Do the thing. Well, I got a 6.
Yeah. Oh no. Yes. It is. If you had gone straight after. Yeah, if you had gone straight after Mirabelle, it probably would have looked quite good. But you didn't go straight after Mirabelle singing. You went straight after Mirabelle dancing.
Yeah.
And damn, she's a good dancer. So it was maybe a little bit sad. You're clearly very wrapped up in the heat of the moment, and Megan says, "It was a good try, darling, but it kind of sounds like you're all karaoke'd out. So
Thank you.
maybe I think you guys might do quite well with just 4 hints. Unless there's anything more you want to try, I think we should get on with the adventuring, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
right.
really
Sober Claire is not about this life.
I love your enthusiasm. I think you're absolutely right. We should head to the adventuring. And there's a big door at the back of the thing, back of the room, and she kind of strides towards it, and says, and then just before she gets to the door, she goes, we can't let any good adventurer go out without a good adventuring kit. We have several to choose from. Everyone gets a different one, and she gestures behind her, and there's a big wall kind of covered in different backpacks, and she says, "Go ahead and choose one. There is a black backpack, a blue backpack, a brown backpack, a pink backpack, a green backpack, a white backpack, and an orange backpack."
I call the pink one immediately.
Pink one?
I'm like, it's the only one that goes with my outfit, guys. I need it. Like, I really do. I can't wear anything else.
Clara is judging her so hard at this moment.
Mirabelle as well.
I take the backpack and I take a photo with it.
I understand vanity, but good gosh, she takes it to the next level.
Excellent. That is an interesting choice. I will say not many people go with the entertainers pack because honestly, there's not really any other people. But I'm sure you're going to look fabulous with the costumes inside that bag.
Thank you.
Does everyone else want to take a bag?
Hildy is gonna walk up and grab the orange one and kind of just like hold up to the others and say like, the orange reminds me of safety. So, orange.
I always pegged you as the scholarly type. Yes, I think some of the scholars' backpack will probably come in quite useful. Only a few left. Well, not only a few left, all of the rest left. Why don't you come and pick one?
Clara reaches up and she doesn't even look at what backpack she takes. She just grabs one off the wall.
Oh. Right, okay. She grabs the... I won't lie, and this is only a judgment based on how I have seen you approach situations, which is with great strength and force. I didn't peg you as a burglar, but I think it might be very useful to have the burglar's skills in your very large hands.
What happened?
Would you like to take one, darling?
Can you guess? So sorry, I think there was a cutout in the connection.
I was
I didn't realize there was a pause in action. All right, I'm so sorry. Can you remind me what colors are left?
Yes, we've got blue, we've got brown, we've got green, and we've got white.
I think I'd love the blue, please.
The blue one. Oh, yes, I have seen quite a lot of conflict mediation with you. So the diplomat's pack is going to cert you. Great.
Perfect.
Excellent. And here I thought blue for Hen Do, but all right, I guess I misjudged.
You are absolutely right. That's very funny. I like it a lot. You guys are a laugh.
I should try.
Bridget goes and she picks up the green one, and Megan says, "I saw the heart of a wanderer and an explorer in you, and the explorer's pack is going to be perfect." And while she's there, she picks off the brown one and hands it to Catherine. And Catherine goes, "Oh, thanks. The white one was there, but the brown, all right." And she says, "Brown might look boring, but the Dungeoneer's pack is going to be very exciting if you get into some tight squeezes."
Was that a sex joke?
That was not a sex joke. I won't lie, we don't make many of those because most of the people come here are very underage. But you are a Hen Do, and so maybe I should make some references to penises sometimes when I talk.
Yes, please.
Okay. Well then, we all kitted up. Let's grab this adventure by the penis and jerk it. Go. Let's go. And she throws open the doors and gestures in, and you see just darkness. You just see complete darkness. She says, "Off you guys go. We shall see you for pizza at the end."
I love pizza.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
And at that moment, Clara shouts, "Care Bear stare," laugh. At which point, from the gem in her stomach, a dim glow of light emits and lights everything within, I believe, 30 feet of her.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Do you walk into the darkness?
Okay. Maybe the thing comes
Yes.
Everything within 30 feet of you is lit. The darkness is still dark. You can see nothing into it. Megan goes, "I don't usually have to do the big flourish again, but trust me, it is entirely safe. We will see you for pizza at the end."
Fuck.
After you, Clara.
I mean, really, we should send Bridget in first.
Oh yes, I'll go in first. I suppose this is my Hen Do, so you're right. Bridget strides in and disappears into the darkness.
We should really go after her. We
Yeah.
shouldn't just let her go.
Yeah.
Think, hun. Come on.
I mean, I'll go next. I'm sure it's fine. Come on, it's it's the old set. Magnus rushes in. The saying, the old adventurous saying, "Come on, we rush in. Come on, it'll be great." And she goes into the darkness.
I mean, none of these people have ever been in a proper battle in their entire life, have they? Yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly, Mirabelle. That's why we need you. Come on now, let's go.
Yeah, and Hildy kind of like walks in and is just like, "Clara, come on. And as she like slowly disappears into darkness, she's still just repeating over and over again, "Come on, Clara, come on, Clara."
Clara's just like, "Oh, for fuck's sake," and just like steps in.
You all step into this impenetrable darkness, and you hear Megan say, "Good luck, guys." She shuts the door, and that is where we shall leave it for today.
Yay!
Shout back, we hate you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and joining us on this part of our adventure. I hope you enjoyed and or hated all of the people that you met.
Yeah.
It was an absolute joy to have you all here. Before I forget, as most of you all know, most of you come from Questing Time. Hopefully, Questing Time will have their first live show back for 18 months next Sunday at the exact time that we stream. Now, tickets have not gone on sale for that right now. I know that Paul is very busy at the moment, and so hopefully they will go on sale. If the show is not on this Sunday, we will be here at 7 p.m. at our regular time. If the Questing Show live show is on, we will be making other plans to still have a stream next week, sometime next weekend, but it won't be at this time. Maybe it'll be earlier, maybe it'll be on Saturday or Monday. We'll make a plan, but we'll keep you guys informed about when it's going to move. But it all depends on kind of if the Questing Time live show comes. So just a little bit of scheduling. That is admin from me. Big thank you to the players being soft and lovely. If you eat the cabbage, does it give you extra luck or does it diminish the amount of luck that the cabbage provides?
I mean, it's a good luck cabbage. So I think every time you eat a bit, you get luck, but it probably diminishes the cabbage. It
diminishes the overall amount of cabbage luck.
The cabbage. So the cabbage has been eaten, which suggests that it's not massively lucky in cabbage terms.
I like to think the cabbage emits a general field of low-level luck, and ingesting some of the cabbage gives you a spike of intense luck that does wear off quicker than the general low-level luck. But every time you bite it, the low-level luck kind of reduces a little bit. So it's up to you what you do with your cabbage.
Does anyone else know if you shake that brassica a la spoon? And by spoon, I mean mega spoon. Not just a mega spoon.
How does mega spoon shake a brassica? That's genuinely something I'm yet to witness in any context.
Mega spoon, this is your call to action. Post a video of yourself shaking a brassica, and we will follow.
We will respond to that.
That's how we will do it. I will just say, fisticuffs, I do not have tickets. I've been waiting for tickets to go on sale, and I'm very nervous about not getting them.
Aren't you helping live stream it or something? So
Yes. Them? Again, that is also another reason why it may or may not be happening. I'm really hoping it's happening. Paul, if you see this, I'm not doubting you.
No pressure.
For all the plugging, he hasn't actually watched any of this, so I'm gonna talk shit right now.
So this is a universal go fuck yourself to Paul Except absolutely not, because you are a darling sweetheart.
We love you, but also go fuck yourself.
Until
you watch this.
Have somebody out there.
Know what you're plugging. We get the confidence, but watch it first.
This is where Paul as well finds himself. He wakes up on Monday morning to find a cabbage. On his doorstep, inexplicably. Just like.
My deepest apologies. It was Moose, not Spoon, that did the shaking of the brassica. So.
I mean, that means all the more I want to see a picture of Tiny Moose shaking a brassica.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just the brassica being shaken.
Miss, I want to see you shaking a brassica.
No face needed, just the brassica itself.
I see you, baby, shaking that brass.
Shaking that brass right on that.
Are you talking about
anyway?
Boobs? I'm so confused.
I also don't know. I assume a brassica is a type of cabbage, but that is not an American thing. So
a brassica is a kind of cabbage, but also
it does
now
sound like breast. It's very close to breast.
Brassica.
Brassicas.
Wow.
Brassicas?
It's like Nazi breasts.
Listen,
that top is way too low cut to do that.
Shit.
You don't think I know what brings in viewers, bitches? Come on. Thank you, Hildegard.
Critical Drinking, a regularly after hours stream after hours. Does anyone else have anything to plug?
No.
Anything you've been enjoying this week? Anything you've been despising this week?
Actually, I do have something to plug. Dice Girls podcast, which someone recommended to me because it's a group of other women who started a podcast knowing absolutely fuck all about D&D, and it's fucking great. It's genuinely really lovely. They're a really cool group of women playing D&D, and they're learning as they go. So I think we can all all relate to that on some level, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to plug the Dice Girls podcast.
Fantastic. Go and check out Dice Girls. We will post a link to their Twitter and or whatever on our Twitter, so you can go and follow them. I'm going to plug this book.
What is a book and how does it work?
I'm going to plug a book. So a lot of you have probably already seen this book. If you are involved in things.
Pippa Evans. Love
and
Pippa Evans.
This is for everyone who has not already read this book. This book I got this book on Friday. It was on from our lovely friend Tom. And I read the entire thing yesterday. Just in one, I inhaled it. And it is a fantastic book. It is about using tools and methods of improv to just generally make your life better and easier. And
when you say tools, do you mean like a hammer or like?
It will be an imaginary hammer because it is improv.
That's true.
It's like a hammer.
My imaginary hammer.
But it's funny and insightful, and if you are like me, who is someone who, you play a lot of RPG, but you don't necessarily not had formal improv training, and you struggle with, stuff like control and wanting to make plans all the time, and just need a little bit of advice on how to just let go and embrace life's uncertainties and change. It's a fucking delightful book.
Yes.
Yes, and we will tweet about this as well to remind you. It's called Improv Your Life. It's by Pippa Evans, and it is a delight. So this has been my favourite thing that I've consumed over the last week or so. So highly recommend. So yes, if no one else has anything else to plug, we can stay and chat for a bit. I might bid you all adieu because I don't know if anyone has, people here watching have DM'd before, but I don't know if you've ever DM'd sort of live. Fucking exhausting. And I love you all very much, but I also need to go and sleep. So if you girls are more than welcome to stay. Otherwise, we shall bid you all good night, and we shall see you again, hopefully, anon in the future. Otherwise, most of you are questing time folks. We can all pop along to the questing time voice chat and have a good natter in that. If people want to still do, perhaps we will even get a critical drinking Discord together, where everyone who is a follower of critical drinking can sit and have a natter and not overtake questing times.
Yeah,
voice
we should call it the lock-in.
We will call our Discord the lock-in. That's absolutely what it is called.
Yes.
And we will update you on the progress with that in the coming week.
I do want to plug one thing. It's not a new. It is actually quite an old thing, but this past week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I have been very much enjoying revisiting a Canadian series called Slings and Arrows that some people know and some people do not, but it's all on YouTube. And if you have any interest in kind of dark sense of humor and Shakespeare, it is really amazingly written TV by Mark McKinney and Susan something. But Mark McKinney is from Kids in the Hall, so if you like Kids in the Hall, that's a recommendation. But also, I know other people like it. Paul Foxcroft, some of you might know, is a fan. He's met Mark McKinney. He has a great story about meeting Mark McKinney, who wrote it and stars in it. You should ask him about it at the next Dragoniant or something else. So, highly recommend. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's just 6 episodes a series. So it's very bite-sized chunks. First series, British audience, is Hamlet. Second is Macbeth. Third is King Lear. And the cast changes accordingly. Amazing stuff. I genuinely enjoy few things more than the series, and therefore I just wanted to put it out there. And anyone who wants to watch it.
And on that note, Sasha has now cursed the entire stream.
Yeah, you didn't call it the
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was about to say, I was like, they do Romeo and
It's been
Juliet,
now.
that series
Three
as
times,
well.
3 times.
Yep.
Thank you.
She saved us.
I
Thank
spat
you.
and I spun 3 times.
Thank you.
You have to now go outside your front door, turn around 3 times.
Yeah.
And then
And then
knock.
come
And
back.
It's so
And
far away.
we'll tell you if you're allowed back in or not. Or
Yeah.
if you've forgotten your front door key, you're out there until whoever owns your flat comes and lets you in.
I get so much stick from people for continuously calling it the Scottish play, because they say you only have to call it the Scottish play when you're in the theatre. And I'm like, baby, Shakespeare said all the world's a stage. That means you have to exclusively call it the Scottish play.
Yep.
You could reference the character of Macbeth, but no.
Yeah.
If there's a life lesson for you audience, just call it the Scottish play. It will just keep a little bit of peace of mind.
I like to
Yeah.
call it Mackers.
Yeah, Maccas. Won't play Maccas.
Mackie.
The head of
Yeah.
the eighth and the
Yep.
couldn't awake.
Yeah, also allowed, so that you know that like any misfortunes you befall were definitely not because you didn't call it the Scottish play.
Yes, absolutely.
I just love the tiny
Unrelated.
moose comment saying I have run through the backstage of every theater I've ever performed screaming Macbeth.
Oh, Tiny Moose,
no.
you are a delight,
no.
but you would be immediately ejected from my cast.
And while whistling, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'll also add, so because I know, for example, from what Tiny Moose just said, if any of you have worked in a theater on a Shakespeare production or otherwise, Slings and Arrows also, there's quite a bit about it that just feels so true to life with regard to the numerous shenanigans that happen in that show. I think we've all been a part of a show or a season or two where it's just like, oofda, as Hildy would say. Oofda, Slings and Arrows is real. So.
Actually, since Emily and I have been best friends since we met freshman year of university and then roomed together sophomore year, that was the year that Emily introduced me to Doctor Who by saying, you have to see yourself, introducing me to the Sons Library with River Song entering, because I have very curly hair and I'm very sassy and flirtatious as a general sort of vibe. And in return, I introduced her to Slings and Arrows. So it was an excellent exchange.
It was a good exchange.
Beautiful mutual exchange of
Ideas.
cultural. We love it. We love to see it. Yes, back to something Kilobit said a while back. Yes, the Discord will actually be called the Cabbage Patch.
Hell yeah.
The specific after hours voice channel that we will all hop on will be called the Lock-In. But the actual Discord will be called the Cabbage Patch.
Hell yeah.
So we will get that set up. So as I said, Paul has very graciously set up the Critical Drinking channel on the Crusting Time, which we will absolutely use. So still keep chatting, send us your drinking stories on that. But yes, there are. We want to do more streams, as I think we've mentioned, and I have a few ideas for that, and I think we all have a few ideas for that. So we will start mapping those out, and hopefully we can get some of those sorted to give you more of that sweet content that you crave.
Yeah, I think just to give like a little sneak peek, I think we're all on board for the next like two weeks, depending on the next week's Questing Time show, and then we might have like a one shot or two coming up because some of us have other obligations like my birthday. And my mother coming to visit, so really more than my birthday, just like having to entertain her. And we have
Sasha's
that's
mother
gonna be in
appears
July.
on stream.
She may come in the background if I. But so we have some Poopy Pants, who's a friend of the Questing Time. She is really excited about doing things. We haven't actually talked to her, but she really wanted to do something, so we're gonna talk about if she actually wants to do that. And some other folks who have reached out being interested in doing like a one shot of some sorts. So I think there's exciting content coming up. Even if I can't play, I'm super stoked.
Yeah, we are. This is kind of going to be a bit more of a menagerie stream than I think questing time is. Just because we've all got other stuff on, and questing time is now going to be hopefully live shows every the second Sunday of every month, and you know, I know a lot of you guys don't want to miss them, and some of us don't want to miss it as well. So yeah, there's going to be. I honestly can't tell you how long this little campaign's going to take, because it is taking, as is the way of things, longer than I anticipated. But that's fine. We will just have breaks, and we will jump in and out, and there will be one shots, smash.
How's that little G&T working out?
Oh, it's delicious. I haven't even drunk this whole can. I'm just fucking knackered. So yeah, then we will let you know our schedule, and hopefully we can update a schedule on Twitch so you can see when we're out and about and doing stuff.
Yay!
So yeah. Does anyone have anything else, or shall we wrap it up here and let these good people go to the house?
Sarah's sleepy, so let's people go.
I think we should wrap it up. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and supporting us and being so sweet and kind and generous with your comments and your love and your time. Thank you for giving us your time. Your attention is the most valuable currency you have and you ever will have, and you give it to us.
Yeah.
And it's very sweet and very kind of you. So we shall see you guys sometime next week, maybe Sunday, maybe a different day, but we will keep you guys updated. So
Yay!
All hail Queen Animalie for like
all
keeping
hail
it going.
Stop.
And yes, we shall see you all anon. Good night. Good luck.
Bye.
Good greetings. Good afternoon.
Good
Good morning.
grief.
Good grief. Mwah.
Good night.
Oh,